we have one more game here on the VHSL network for you today, the Single A Division II State Championship game here at Salem Stadium in Salem, Virginia, between the Goochland Bulldogs and the Essex Trojans. Tim Blank here, your play-by-play man. Alongside me is my color commentator, Joe Deck. Joe, we saw ourselves a really nice game at the start of the day, and the nightcap looks like that there could be a lot of fireworks in this one tonight.
Oh, absolutely. You know, we're talking up here before the game. Well, we haven't even started the game yet, but in between games, Essex, very high-powered offense led by their quarterback, number 1, Dominic Broadus. This kid is only a sophomore, but he slings it around. He's got 53 touchdowns this year, and that is unheard of, and only 8 interceptions. He's almost at 4,000 yards passing, and kid's unbelievable talent. Then you can look at the linebacker and running back in Raheem Rawling, and sorry, we had to change the program here. Trey Jones, a huge player for Essex. And the receiver, he's a junior. He's got 10 catches, 4 touchdowns. I mean, he is going to be an absolute monster for Essex, and it's going to be a real bear for Goochland's defense. But on the other side, you know, Goochland's not bad either. They've got Jordan Jefferson in there, who's really an athlete. He does it all for this Goochland team. You see Mitchell Bryce, the tailback, the senior tailback. He's got 1,000 yards on the ground, 14 touchdowns. Linebacker Nate Adams is going to be a huge player as well for Goochland. So I think we've got definitely the makings of another close game here if Goochland is able to contain Dominic Broadus on the Essex side.
That, I think, is the big key for this one. But at the same time, you just look at these numbers that Broadus has been putting up this entire season. I mean, let's look at last week's semifinal game against John Battle. 18 of 25, 413 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, and an interception. I'm saying this right now. We're taking a look at the state playoff record book. I tell you, the folks over at East Montgomery, you put up a lot of those passing records 2 years ago against Riverheads. If I'm East Montgomery, I might have to make some room here for Broadus and Essex, because you just look at those numbers, they could easily be eclipsed here, possibly by the end of the night.
That's very true. I mean, this Essex team is, like we said, they're very dangerous at the quarterback position with Dominic Broadus. The thing that amazes me is these numbers. Not only are they amazing for any quarterback at this high school level, but he's only a sophomore. So yes, that's 2 more years after this year. This team is going to be dangerous for years to come. We might be seeing them here in Salem pretty often here.
Oh, I don't doubt that for a second. I mean, and you look at the crowd out here. I mean, one thing that we always like about seeing these single A games is that you always get really, really good crowd support, mainly because the school is so small. You get a lot of people that come out. While we take a look at this, and we are actually just going to go ahead and take ourselves a quick break here on the VHSL network. We'll be back with more talk on the pregame show here right after this.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
Third down and 3 for the Indians. Oh, the ball came loose. Tiger's going to pick it up.
Look at that.
Took it back and scored.
Whoa!
That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
Buy a DVD.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
And we're back here at Salem Stadium here in Salem, Virginia for the Single A Division II championship game between the Goochland Bulldogs and the Essex Trojans. We just heard the Goochland Marching Band finish a nice rendition of the national anthem. As we take a look at the conditions right now on the floor, I mean, it's a very, very mild December early evening here in Salem, Virginia. It has been, it's almost felt like that it's been March out here, to be completely honest, like mid-March weather. But one thing that did come with was a lot of wind. Wind was actually blowing well left to right across your computer screens in the first game. In this game right here, the wind has shifted, and it's actually blowing from, consider that the bottom is where we are on your computer screens. We're going from bottom to top. It's a nice little crosswind that's going at that. We're just looking at the Goochland side of the field, and it's definitely going to be something that I think that the Essex players, and Broadus in particular, is going to have to contend with tonight.
Yeah, and, watching him warm up a little bit, Broadus seemed to be okay with that. He was throwing, the ball up in the air 35, 40 yards to his receivers in warm-ups. Now, that's warm-ups. He doesn't have anybody chasing him or anybody guarding those receivers he's trying to hit. But still, I mean, it didn't appear to have an effect in the warm-ups, but we'll see. I mean, the wind has picked up a little bit since then as well, so we'll see if that changes the trajectory of the ball when it's up there. But, I mean, I know we said Goochland's going to have to try to stop Essex and Dominic Broadus, but, easier said than done. I mean, those numbers, I don't think anybody's trying to let... John Battle definitely wasn't trying to let Broadus put up those numbers on him, and he did it anyway. He's a great quarterback. He's Northern Neck District Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, and no surprise. I mean, a sophomore quarterback putting up those numbers is ridiculous. And I think Essex, because of that, is just going to be really hard to stop.
I'll say this much about Broadus is if he can maybe grow another inch or two and maybe put on a little weight, I tell you, there's going to be a wealth of Division I schools that are going to want to have a kid with his skill set on their team. I don't think there's any questions about that. I mean, you just look at all these, right? You just look at all the numbers that he has put on. I mean, let's go ahead and let's set the stage for this. We got the Trojans out of Tappahannock, Virginia, right around the Richmond area. They had a nice little trip to get down here. I think we also heard that they also had. They also had some bus issues on the way down here.
That was Goochland, actually.
Oh, that was Goochland. Yeah. My mistake on that. I could have swore I heard Essex on that. My mistake. But Goochland, of course, making their second consecutive trip to the state championship game, losing to Gretna last season, 21-16. I think a lot has changed. Not much has seemingly changed for these guys, with Bryce, Adams, and Jefferson all playing in that. But probably the biggest difference on their team is that they no longer have their All-American kicker, who kicked their All-American kicker, Connor Klein, Colby Cook, I should say. I'm getting my names all mixed up here. Colby Cook, who kicked a state playoff record 51-yard field goal here on this very field last year.
No, that's true, and that was a huge kick last year, and it ended up being, helping decide the game. I know it was a 5-point game, but that definitely helped him out as we get ready to see the Essex Trojans come on the field. We've been talking nonstop about this Essex Trojan offense. How about this defense? Looking at this regular season numbers here, their past 2 games, shutouts. 3 of their last 4, shutouts. If you want to look back, 4 of their last 6 have been shutouts, and in those other 2 games, 8 points and 6 points. This team goes out, they shut people down offensively, and really, they gave up more than 20 points twice in the regular season, and both of those they scored 41 points offensively. So I think that's what makes Essex so dangerous. Not only is it the great offense, their defense shuts people down, and I'm going to be honest, I really want to see how Goochland's going to respond here.
That is going to be the key in this game, is how Goochland responds. Goochland was able to hold Gretna to 21 points last season, and Gretna's got a pretty potent offense themselves. As we see the Trojans come through and break through the banner and take the sideline. Not as large a crowd for this state championship game as it was in the first one, but hardly a less passionate crowd than we saw in the first game earlier today. And as we see down over by the locker rooms, down there underneath the scoreboard, the Goochland Bulldogs getting set to come out themselves. And you look over there on the far side, there are signs galore being hung from the stands. over top of the Stag Bowl signage that's going to be here for next week's Division III National Championship game.
Well, and here's the other thing I will say about Essex. The one thing that makes me wonder, and will help Goochland if they can force a close game here, Essex is not familiar with the atmosphere of a close game.
Very true.
Their opening round playoff game, they won by 5 points. Other than that game, they have won every game by at least 20 points. They have blown people out of the water in their games.
And you see there, senior Colin Smith leading his team onto the field, onto the sideline. Smith, of course, a lot of these people right here, probably a bittersweet moment that this is going to be their final game in organized football one way or the other, win or lose.
Now, that's true, especially here at this single A level. Not a lot of college scouts get to these small schools to see the players here. So, this is, like you said, this is it for a lot of these kids. And for Goochland, they got this far last year. They came up a little short, lost by 5 points to a good Gretna team last year. Now they're going to face another good team in Essex. They want to get this win and get themselves a state championship. Essex, they've got seniors of their own. They want to get a state championship as well and try to hand Goochland their second consecutive loss here at this game.
Well, we see the coin toss getting ready to take place right there. Captains are getting set to go out onto the field. For the Trojans, we see DeAndre Dancy, number 60. We see James Green, number 15. We see Raheem Rolling, number 2. And we also see Keith Bundy, number 14, one of the wide receivers. For the Goochland Bulldogs, we see Nathan Maddox, number 23. Pascal Graziosi, number 50. Nathan Adams, number 10. And rounding things out, Mason Engel, number 28, a name I remember calling quite a bit in last season's championship game.
Yeah, I think that's the one advantage Goochland brings into this game. They've been here before. These kids know how this atmosphere is, so they should, in theory, not have the pregame jitters quite as much as maybe Essex will. But again, if you're Essex, I'm sorry, this kid's a sophomore. I know that's going to be tough for him, but if he's done all this stuff already as a sophomore, you've got to think he knows how to handle a big game.
I agree 100%. I don't think that you don't put your trust in a freshman, in a sophomore, in a player that young, unless you have this complete and utter, just a complete trust in it. We saw that. We've seen that happen in Brambleton with the Briarwoods Falcons, where Charlie Pierce, all of a sudden decides to bring in a freshman quarterback to start from you. What have they done? They've just won 2 consecutive state championships and are playing for their 3rd right now at Lynchburg.
Yeah, that's a great team over there in Brambleton as well. And, we got in a little bit of an argument up here. Well, not an argument, but a debate on just how high of a level of a state champion could they play against, maybe like Taylor or even the Division 6 champion, whoever that may be, between LC Bird and Ocean Lakes. But
plenty of action right here. As we said, we've got Heritage and Liberty going on up. Heritage playing at Liberty against Briarwoods. And then, of course, up at the University of Virginia, an interesting matchup between LC Bird and Ocean Lakes. The first time in 20 years that a team not from the northern or northwest region is in the Division 6 championship game.
Yeah, and if people just are now tuning in, our game before this, we already touched on a little bit of how great of a game it was. Really, George Wythe winning by a touchdown, and the game really going to the last possession there, where Honaker just came up a little short, but now we're getting ready for the kickoff here. I'll turn it back to you.
We're seeing it about ready to set up right here. Number 73, a big man for Essex. Jason Compton, 6'1", 245 pounds as the kicker. Usually don't see players that large kicking the football off. You're usually seeing him on the return team. But he is just about set, and so are we. Back deep to receive for the Bulldogs. Number 20, Connor Sanders, and number 9, Mitchell Bryce. We'll go ahead, step aside right here. It's championship night in Virginia. Here we go. A nice high kick right there. Gets taken there by Bryce at the 10-yard line. He's out past the 20. Breaks a couple of tackles, gets down to the 27-yard line, and that's where the Bulldogs will start things off here tonight.
All right, again, here's the thing we talked about in the pregame. Essex defense has been lights out this season for the most part. Now, their offense has been putting points on the board to contrast that. So if you're Goochland, you have got to get first downs. You have got to eat up clock. Do not allow this offense and this sophomore quarterback Broadus to get on the field and torch you. He's like a Peyton Manning. You want to put him on the field as little as possible.
We got a single back formation right here. Quick motion. Handoff. Trying to go up the middle. And nothing happening there. Nathan Maddox right into a brick wall named DeAndre Dancy.
Yeah, Dancy there right up the middle in the defensive tackle position, plugging the hole, not allowing any room on the ground. That's a big stop for them on first down. We talked about it in the last game. And so far, we'll see. It looked like a little bit of a flex bone type look there from Goochland on first down. We'll see if they stick with that. Looks like they're coming out again in it.
They're coming out into the flex bone, only this time they got an additional receiver out to the far side. Motion once again. There's the snap. Little fake right there. Handoff there to Bryce. Bryce trying to move. Nothing happening. Essex once again right there. Yeah, Dancy there along with Calvin Carey, the 290-pound defensive tackle there on the stop.
And so far here, I know it's early in the game, but Essex's defensive line has been penetrating like nobody's business, just getting in the backfield, taking these ball carriers down. That time they tried a little misdirection and it didn't work. So Goochland's going to have to find something here on 3rd and 9. Might have to go to the air here.
Might have to. You got one receiver here to the near, one to the far. There's it. Back to pass goes Jefferson. He's looking. No, he's going to handle it himself. And he's going to get taken down at the 33-yard line, about, say, 3 yards shy of a first down. Good effort there on 3rd down, but it's not going to be nearly enough. And 4th down upcoming. And it looks like that the Essex offense is going to get their first opportunity pretty early here in this game.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here with the return, but this isn't bad field position by any means for Essex. They came out and did their job, forced a 3-and-out here against this option-type offense that we've seen so far from Goochland.
Javier Moreno back deep to punt for the Bulldogs. Of course, it seems like that they're using a max protect setup here on the formation. Gets this one off. It's nice and high. And a bit of a fair catch right there, taken at the 38-39-yard line by number 4, DeAndre Baylor. And that is where we will get our first look at the Trojan offense.
And let me be perfectly honest. After seeing these numbers, I'm really excited to see this offense come out on the field. I can't wait to see Dominic Broadus and see what he's got. I haven't seen either one of these teams, folks. So this is a new experience for all of us up here as well.
I saw Goochland last year, but I did not know about Essex until I saw their name in the championship after reading all the results. So we're going to see what happens here for this one. They're going right to a spread formation to start things off. Broadus in the backfield along with his running back flanking him. He takes a snap inside, handoff right away. Good penetration there by the Goochland defense. Nice swarm there to take down Raheem Rolling. I don't think he gained a single yard on that.
No, I don't think he did either, and I think he got back to the line of scrimmage is where they're going to give him on the forward progress. But, folks, let me tell you, that crowd noise you're hearing is from the far side of the stadium. This Goochland crowd, not the biggest crowd we've seen here today. It's a pretty nice-sized crowd, though, and it's a very loud crowd.
It is a very loud crowd, a very hungry crowd. They want that championship that they were denied last season. There's the snap. Broadus back to pass. It's caught. Bobble can't hold on to it. Pass intended, I believe, to Jones on that play. And just like that, it's 3rd and 11. The Goochland defense has come to play today.
Well, that time they went down to the screen pass down here to Trey Jones, and he's unable to hold it on the screen pass. It bobbles off his fingertips, but let me tell you, if he brings that in, Goochland's secondary is right on top of that play. That's still no gain.
They're swarming. They're flying all over the field. Here we come. 3rd down, 10 yards to go. Essex, spread formation once again. Here's the snap to Broadus. Back to pass, firing it long, looking for Jones. Overthrows his target. And that's a quick 3-and-out for the Trojans.
So how about that? We came in talking about these offenses putting up points. And it's 3-and-out on both sides. And for Essex, they didn't move the ball at all. So you'd have to say they're winning the field position game right now, but you don't know how much longer that's going to be if they can't get some first downs.
That is entirely true. We see setting up the punt, Isaac Gray, the senior, the 6'1 senior, back deep to punt. And I believe we see Mason Engel back deep to receive for Goochland. Gets the kickoff. Takes a bit of a bounce. Engel's going to field it at about the 30. And a nice pop right there on the far side, on the far sideline. I believe that is Alonzo Tompkins getting a nice hit there on Engel to stop him at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, that is a nice shot there for Essex on this coverage team, but that's not a bad return there for Goochland. You got great field position here at your own 38-yard line, and I was impressed by the return man. They're able to pick it up and get some yards there. Number 28, Engel.
Let's see what they have in store here. Jefferson takes the snap. He's going forward this time with the ball. He's moving good 5, 6, maybe even 7 yards on the play. We get our first little bit of offensive movement here this evening.
Yeah, good job there by Jefferson. Kept it himself that time and got some nice yards. Puts him up here in a 2nd and short. This is exactly what Goochland wants. They need big plays on first down so they're not in a dire situation on 3rd and long.
2nd and 3 coming up here for the Bulldogs. Ball on their own 45-yard line. 8:40 left to go in the first quarter. Jefferson takes the snap. Inside handoff straight ahead. Essex is right there with the stop. And he may have been just short of a first down, but no, I think they're going to mark this one pretty close.
Yeah, he did get a pretty good spot there, and he did get the first down.
So get the first down. So it's a 1st and 10, our first down of the game here in this state championship matchup between Goochland and Essex.
That's a solid run there, though, by the up back to get that first down right there in the middle of the defense.
2 receivers here to the near side. Jefferson takes the snap. Hands it off. Good sweep right there to number 9. Going aside right there. Mitchell Bryce gets the first down into Essex territory at the 39-yard line.
And that time the side was sealed there for Bryce to get to the outside. Did not allow that defensive back to come in and pop him in the backfield. He turns it into an 11, 12-yard gain there. And this Goochland crowd is fired up. They can feel it.
And the Goochland band out there in full force as well. You can hear them play from over here. Bulldogs take the snap. There's the handoff right now. This time to David Dwyer. He's rumbling ahead to the 30-yard line. That's going to bring up 2nd and short. Goochland just manhandling that Essex defensive line right now.
This is amazing. I mean, this defensive line for Essex was getting in the backfield at will in that first drive. That was part of the reason they got a 3 and out on the first 2 plays. But this time, Goochland is opening up holes left, right, and in the center.
Well, we see them coming up right here. Dyer, the deep man. There's the handoff to Bryce. Bryce trying to sweep it back to the outside. Good swarm there by the Trojans to take him down, but not before he gets the first down.
Yeah, and that's the thing with that play. Because when you get those huge gains on first down, that time Bryce, all he needed was a yard, and he ended up getting 2 or 3 to put him at the 27-yard line. I mean, this Goochland offense is moving the ball right now, and this is what you want to do. You need to put up points on Essex, and you need to keep their offense off the field.
They come up here to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. Knocking on the door. Jefferson takes a snap, fakes the handoff, takes it himself, but good tackle right there by Alonzo Tompkins. He read that and was able to stop him, but not before he got a gain of about 4 yards.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You know, he stops the quarterback, Jefferson, there. But as you said, not before he gets 4 yards. That's a solid carry on that play for Jefferson in this Goochland offense. 4-5 yards of carry. I mean, no offense is going to bat an eye at that.
No, not at all. And it's certainly something I think that any offensive coordinator for any school would take in a heartbeat. They line up here, 2nd down, 6 yards to go. There's the snap. Jefferson taking it himself once again, trying to find the edge. He tries to beat his man, but he has the first down inside the 20 to about the 16-yard line. Correction, make that the 17, so this is going to be kind of close.
He appears to be just short, so it'll be 3rd and short, but that time Jefferson out of the shotgun making magic there happen on the outside on the quarterback keeper. That's what's going to be interesting to me. How often does Goochland stay in that flex bone? How often do they go to the shotgun? And what kind of plays do they run? They haven't thrown the ball yet.
No, they haven't. Here they come up to the line of scrimmage. Jefferson's going to be under center. Takes the snap. He's going to take it himself. He's got the first down. Splits the difference. Tries to juke inside the 5. Take it down at the 2-yard line. 1st and goal, Bulldogs.
Essex didn't even look prepared for that play. I mean, right up the middle on 3rd and inches. I would think that might be the one area of the field you're expecting the ball to go, but the quick quarterback keeper, he shoots up the middle, and I'm telling you, that's a touchdown save and tackle by the safety there, because if he doesn't make that play, it's 6-0.
They got the Trojans on their heels there, probably a quick count on that snap as well. And now they are knocking on the door here. 5:47 and counting left to go in the first quarter. No score, but that could change here in an instant. Jefferson lining up. Takes the snap. He's taking it himself. Good tackle there. They're going to rule him down before he gets it, but he gets a gain of about a yard. It looks like they're going to get him inside the 1-yard line. Want to give credit on the tackle probably to Tompkins on the play.
Yeah, Essex that time did a good job plugging the middle that time, not allowing Jefferson to get up there through the hole. But, a yard from the 2-yard line, that's all Goochland really needs a play is another yard here will put him in the end zone. So Essex is going to have to get behind this line. They're going to have to get some penetration and try to stop them because I don't know why you would run anything but another quarterback keeper.
No, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't unless you think about maybe running a fake. Oh, and a flag on the play. I think that this one might be backing up 5 yards. We'll wait and see what the official word from downstairs is going to be. And it's going to be an offsides penalty on the Trojans. So making matters worse, it just puts it just a couple inches closer. But as we all know, they say football is a game of inches for a reason.
Yeah, in that time, the Goochland offensive line member drawn to jump there by the Essex defense, which was trying to jump the snap count. Again, folks, I would be shocked to see anything but Jefferson keep it up the middle.
There they go, straight ahead, into the end zone, touchdown, Bulldogs!
And that's basic elementary football right there. They haven't stopped the quarterback keeper up the middle, run it again. It's an easy touchdown for Jefferson and Goochland. And they're on the board first here against this Essex team that, you know what, you and I couldn't talk enough about there in the pregame. And to be honest, I'm a little bit shocked to see their offense go 3 and out and then their defense get manhandled like this.
I concur 100% with you, Joe. I didn't expect that at all as we see Raleigh Maria on for the extra point attempt. There's the snap, the hold. Kick is on the way through the uprights and good. So with 4:33 left to go in the first quarter, the Goochland Bulldogs strike first and lead the Essex Trojans 7-0. We'll be back after this break on the VHSL network.
Oh, she's college material, that's for sure.
You think?
Look at that nose. 4, maybe 5 years, housing, meal plans, fees. Oh, yeah. That nose says, a bajillion bucks in 18 years.
You get all that from a nose?
She's gonna be expensive.
Be prepared for the tuition monster. Visit Virginia529.com and see why it's the nation's largest 529 college savings plan.
Oh my, that chin has grad school written all over it.
And we're back at Salem Stadium, Salem, Virginia, in this state championship game between the Goochland Bulldogs and the Essex Trojans. Goochland striking first, 7-0 here against the Trojans. Trojans got to find an answer for some defense as Goochland sets up for the kickoff. Ricky Gordon with an onside kick attempt right here, but Essex manages to grab it and just fall on it at about the 38-yard line. So an interesting call right there, but I guess they figured, they got their offensive line, and let's face it, offensive linemen aren't known for the best hands in the world.
Yeah, what surprises me there is as powerful as this offense is. I know you just forced them a 3 and out on 0 yards there on their last time out on the field, but I'm not trying to play with fire here with an Essex offense. I'm trying to make them have to go as far as they can, as many points as they put up in a game. But that drive was a championship-building drive for Goochland. You went down the field and inserted your will on that Essex defense.
No questions about that. You see them lining up right here, setting up. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. There's the snap, trying to go here to the near side. Trey manages to get a gain right about there to about the, I guess I want to call it the 43-yard line, so a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Yeah, that's a solid run there by Rawling on the outside. He's able to get the handoff and get around the edge that time. And I tell you what, that's going to be a big difference here. First play that Essex had the ball on their last drive, what happened? No yards, no room. This time it's a nice solid 6-yard run. It sets up everything else in the playbook, and we'll see what Essex does here.
They're setting things up right now. Up on the line of scrimmage. 2nd down, 4 yards to go. Broadus takes the snap. They're going to hand it off once again to Rolling. And he's going to and speaking of which, he's going to roll himself to the 49-yard line. Good enough for a 1st down. Move them chains.
Well, the first drives for both teams defensively were about as perfect as you could hope. 3 and outs. Both defenses did not allow the offenses to do anything they wanted. So far, Goochland on their second offensive drive goes down the field, does whatever they want. And Essex here, 2 runs, 2 solid runs for Rawling as the offensive line for Essex is now pushing this defensive line a little bit.
certainly want to have that if you are a fan of the Trojans. You want a nice rebound from your team after allowing that first touchdown. Here they come up to the line of scrimmage. Broadus takes a snap, looking. He's firing it long, going deep, and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Jones. No flags on the field. And I want to give credit, I think. I'm trying to see, was that Jordan Jefferson on the coverage?
Yes, it was, yeah.
So the quarterback pulling double duty right there, preventing a big gain by the Trojans.
Yeah, and the key there was his receiver for Essex was wide open. Unfortunately, Broadus unable to get the ball there, had to throw it up, and the receiver had to come back and stop on it a little bit, wait for the ball to get to him, and then allowed Goochland's secondary to get back there and knock the pass down. That's a good job by the Bulldogs, though, as you said. That prevents a huge game, which would have put them near the 20-yard line.
3:52 left to go here in the first quarter. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Trojans. There's the snap, fakes the handoff. Broadus takes it himself, but he can only get a yard on the carry. And a good tackle right there by Kevin Lyda, the 240-pound senior lineman.
Yeah, Goochland there on that play, holding him to a 1-yard gain. That's going to make it 3rd and 9 here. Puts Essex in an obvious passing situation. I know Goochland's running this 3-4 defense, which doesn't necessarily get a lot of pressure unless you start blitzing some people, but let me tell you, you want this offense in 3rd and longs. Broadus has not connected on a pass yet. And now, I mean, that Goochland crowd is forcing some problems. It's going to bring up a timeout by Essex.
Yeah, they're calling a timeout. We're going to give you a quick little rundown of what's going on right now in the other ones. In the Division IV championship, right now it is 2-0 Briar Woods over Heritage. That is a true score, not a lie whatsoever. And we're trying to get a score here, an update on LC Bird and Ocean Lakes, and they are tied at 7 with 9:02 left to go in the second quarter. So a couple of exciting games going on in Charlottesville and Lynchburg here tonight.
And Ocean Lakes, obviously, a great team there from the Tidewater area. LC Bird from the Richmond area is another great team, and they've pulled off some upsets, including number 1 Hermitage, number 1 team in the state they took down in the playoffs. So that's pretty impressive. That team knows how to play football as well.
No questions here. Here they come back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down, 9 yards to go, 3:20 left to go here in the first quarter. Ball right on the midfield stripe on the near side underneath the VHSL lettering. Broadus takes the snap. Looking. Under pressure. It opens up. There he goes. Looking for something. But the Goochland defense swarms around. Makes the stop at the 45-yard line. Well short of a first down.
And that time Broadus decided to pull it down and take it himself. Nobody was open. He still had some time back there, but he didn't see anybody open. He didn't see anybody coming open. So he decides to try to get it himself. Makes it a 4th and 5. And here's the thing about high school football. You might be in that situation where you think about going for it. You're down a touchdown.
I don't see a
punt.
punt.
It's the first quarter, but you're on their half of the 50. It's not.
There's no punt team coming out here for the Trojans right now. They will go for it here on 4th and 5 at the 46-yard line.
And I understand this. It's 4th and 5. It's not 4th and 10 or 4th and 8. I understand this move. We'll just have to see if it works out.
And listen to that Goochland crowd on the other side. Broadus under pressure, going for a screen pass. Nothing doing. Stop behind the line of scrimmage. Connor Saunders with the tackle, and it's first down, Bulldogs.
That was an interesting play call there going to the screen. Goochland was all over it. They were ready for it. I thought maybe the other receiver, I don't know if he was running an actual route or if he was supposed to block somebody and missed. Raheem Rawling there on the end. He looked to be a little more open, but that's not who the play was designed for, obviously. They go to the receiver the play was designed for. Turns out to be a loss, actually, I believe. And Goochland forces the turnover on downs, and they've stopped this high-powered offense from Essex so far.
You know that the head coach from Essex has got to be scratching his head trying to figure out something. There's the first play. Goochland trying to find the edge with Mitchell Bryce. He's going to get 3, maybe 4 yards on the carry.
Mitchell Bryce there with a good run. Not a great run, but 3 yards is a pretty good run there on first down. It sets your offense up, gets you going in the right direction. That's always key on first down. You don't want anything less than 3 yards. If you get 2 or even 1 or no yards, you're looking at, the drive. You need a huge play on second down. Here, another okay play puts you in a 3rd and manageable situation.
Minute 52 left to go in the first quarter. Fakes it. Jefferson taking it himself through. Goes off tackle. In to Essex territory, taken down at the 45-yard line, 3rd and 2 coming up.
This is the situation Goochland wants to be in. 3rd and shorts. It allows you to run anything you want, especially here in the flex bone or shotgun that they have run out of so far today. Jefferson, the quarterback, is able to keep it if he wants. He's able to hand it off to Bryce if he wants. It really leaves every play in the playbook on the table.
Here they come up to line of scrimmage. There's the snap going straight up the middle. 1st down for the Bulldogs. And a good run there by Bradley Clore as he tries to stay on his feet, taken down at the 40-yard line. So a gain of 5, good enough for a 1st down.
And that was a hard run by Clore. I mean, he met the linebacker there at the line of scrimmage and just bowled his way across the 1st down marker. A solid run for Goochland to pick up this 1st down. And like you said, this Goochland crowd is making tons of noise on that far sideline. They want to see this team get up 2 scores on this Essex team.
Here they come, 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. There's the snap. Fakes, gives the handoff. Good opening right there. And a nice little run by Mason Engel down to the 34-yard line. A gain of 6 on the carry.
And here's what I've noticed here early on here in the first quarter as we approach the end of the first quarter. We're under a minute to go. Goochland is running a lot harder. They're playing a lot more physical right now than Essex. That time, Engel gets 6 yards. He should have gotten about 5, maybe 4, but he bowls his way over the linebacker and the defensive backs, and he's getting another yard or 2 just by sheer strength and running over the defenders.
Here's the snap up and a flag on the play, and I think that they're gonna nail Goochland there with a 5-yard penalty. And no, it's an offsides penalty on Essex. So another 5 yards and a 1st down for the Bulldogs. Essex trying to find any kind of answer, but finding none at this moment.
And I don't know if you could script a worse first quarter here for Essex, other than maybe Goochland scores on that opening possession as well. I mean, this team has moved the ball here.
And by contrast, Essex has been stymied from word go. There's the snap. Hand off to Bryce. He sweeps around. Look at that. No one in front of him. 10-5. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
That play was run to perfection. Bryce had all the room in the world on the corner. He got to that corner, turned the corner on him, and Essex had nobody on that side of the field left. I mean, it was really just an amazing play call, and they executed it perfectly. That's the reason they're up 2 scores, and really, I mean, to you and me, a shocking 2-score lead here at the end of the first quarter.
No question about that. 14 seconds left in the first. If you told us that Essex would be held without any yards, I mean, we would have said you were crazy. Maria comes in here for the extra point attempt. Kick is up through the uprights and good. So 14 seconds left in the first quarter. 14-0 Goochland over Essex. We will be back with more here on the VHSL network.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
And we're back here on the VHSL network. Tim Blank and Joe Deck along with you. 14-0. Goochland over Essex. I mean, a pair of touchdowns for the Bulldogs over this vaunted Trojan attack. I mean, we are in shock up here, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, this is a defense that has not given up this many points in most games, let alone first quarters.
And they scoop it up right there. They're going to try for something. Breaks one tackle. Only the kicker to beat. Running down the sideline. Trying to get something. Take it down at about the 20-yard line. Raheem rolling. Trying to provide a spark for the Trojan offense, and he may have just given them one.
Yeah, as you said, only the kicker to beat, and he beats the kicker, but the kicker held him up long enough to allow his buddies to chase him down there with great angular pursuit. But here's my problem with the squib. That time, Essex was ready for it. They moved a skill position guy there. They were ready for it, and they got a great return out of it. They're inside the 20. This offense has struggled to move the ball, and they're already in scoring range. We saw their kicker in warm-ups. He was booting 35-yarders with ease.
14-0 right now. Essex with a possible opportunity to put themselves on the board here right before the end of the quarter. They're trying to get something from their head coach. John Folks trying to make sure that everything goes according to plan. Broadus takes the snap, handoff to Rolling right away. Right at the point of attack, Josh Kitt. And he stuffs the Trojans there for no gain, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. 1 quarter in the books here in the Division II state championship game. 14-0, Goochland over Essex. Tim Lake and Joe Deck will be back with more here on the VHSL Network right after this.
Third down and 3 for the Indians. Oh, the ball came loose. Tiger's going to pick it up.
Look at that.
Took it back and scored.
Whoa!
That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
Buy a DVD of this or any of the Virginia High School League Championships at VHSLnetwork.com.
And we're back here on the VHSL Network. Tim Blank and Joe Deck with you. Start of the second quarter of this Single A Division II state championship game between the Goochland Bulldogs and the Essex Trojans. The Trojans with a great kick return there by Raheem Rolling, getting them inside the red zone, but the first down play really didn't have much. So let's see what the Trojans have in store here at the start of the quarter. There's the snap, looking, and it's intercepted in the end zone. He takes it out, he's got it, and here he goes down the sideline. 50, 40, taken down inside the 40-yard line at the 38. Mason Engel with the interception in the end zone. He takes it out, and now Essex has got to be beside themselves right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I tell you what, I saw the receiver on that play action for Essex waving, "I'm open, hit me." And I'm sitting up here shaking my head, "No, don't do it, don't do it." He tried to float it in there, and unfortunately Goochland's defenders were standing behind him in case he overthrew. He did overthrow his target. It ends up in a huge turn of events. It's really a 60-yard swing. You go from the end zone to inside your own 40-yard line. Goochland's playing great right now.
About a 65-yard interception returned by Engel. There's the handoff over to Connor Saunders, trying to get the edge right there, but Essex is able to shut him down after a gain of about 3 yards.
Well, and here's the other thing I've noticed, especially at the high school level. If you're familiar with high school football, a lot of these players, especially at single A, they play both ways. So if you're getting dominated on the defensive line, chances are your offensive line is going to be getting dominated too. I think that's been part of the problem for Essex. They haven't been able to open up any holes for their running attack. It's put all the pressure on this sophomore quarterback, and he's struggled up to this point so far.
Jefferson takes the snap. They hand it off. Oh, but tripped up by his own man. Mitchell Bryce looked like he might have been one to take that one himself. But instead of going forward, they go about 3 yards backwards, so it's going to be third down, 12 yards to go coming up.
We'll see what Goochland does here. They might actually have to throw the ball here on a 3rd and 12 situation. He did get tripped up, and that resulted in the loss, which will help Essex out tremendously. But I'm telling you, this Essex defense, if you're able to stop them here with no points, you have got to be feeling a pat on the back, because that interception, I was thinking, man, it's going to be a 3-score game. Goochland's going to turn this into a runaway.
Let's take a look and see what happens here. Bulldogs set up, 2 receivers on the side. Back to pass goes Jefferson. Rolling here to the near side. Floats it out. Complete. Taken down at about the 32-yard line, at the 33-yard line, 34-yard line, that is. Well short of a first down, so it's decision time here for the Bulldogs. I got a feeling that they're going to go for it here.
Yeah, it's 4th and 6. You're at the 34-yard line. If you punt it, it's probably going into the end zone, so it's a 14-yard change. It's not that big of a deal. There's no way you're kicking a field goal here the single A level. Most college teams aren't kicking a field goal from this distance. So
Very true.
You're probably going for it here, and it appears they are as they bring out the offense.
They are going for it here. Jefferson under center. Trying to maybe do a hard. I see what they were trying to do just there. They were trying to hard count the Trojans. But the Trojans staying disciplined, not giving the Bulldogs an additional 5 yards.
Well, that's important there for Essex. They've gotten called offsides a couple times already, and it's hurt them. That time, the defense was, as you said, very disciplined, didn't jump off sides. It's going to force Goochland to make a decision here on 4th and 6. It also made them use a timeout. I know 10:23 here left in the first half. Essex, you're down 2 scores. If this offense comes back out, this is almost a must-stop play. Because if Goochland goes up 3 scores, this is getting kind of bleak here early on in the first half.
I mean, you wouldn't have expected that from Essex right out of the gate, exactly just by looking at these numbers. You would just figure that this team would just be flying high, pitching the ball around the field. We haven't seen any of that so far in this game. While they are still going through things, let's get you an update on the other Virginia championship games going on here on the VHSL network. In the Division 6 championship game, LC Bird up on Ocean Lakes 14-10 with about 3:10 left to go in the second quarter. Here they come up to the line of scrimmage. 4th down, 6 yards to go, and it's a different quarterback in there now. Floats it to the outside, complete to Angle, and he gets a first down. That was number 18, Reed Chenault, in a quarterback all of a sudden. So a bit of trickeration right there results in a Goochland first down.
Yeah, it was a great pass out to Bryce there. He hauls it in, picks up the first down, and let me tell you something else there. Going with Reed Chenault, not only is it a new quarterback, the coach put faith in the freshman. That is a freshman quarterback who made that pass.
Very true.
And he's going to stay in.
Yeah, he's staying in there. Chenault is going to be staying in there. We'll make sure that we get correct pronunciation of that at some point. And timeout on the field. And I think that the Trojans are going to take their second timeout. So we will take a timeout here on the VHSL network. 14-0, Goochland over Essex with 10:09 left to go in the second quarter. Tim Lake and Joe Deck with you. We'll be back after this.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
And we're back on the VHSL network. Get you caught up on the other game going on right now. Briarwood's up on Heritage 9-0 in the second quarter. Briarwood's with the ball currently with the 3rd and 1 upcoming. Here come the Bulldogs themselves. Chenault back to pass. He's firing it long. Looking for Jefferson. Almost intercepted there by Essex. Jamar Kelly just about had that.
So we've seen the run work effectively for Goochland. On that 4th down, they go to the pass. They bring in a new quarterback, and the switch results in a first down on the fourth down conversion, and then they keep him in. It appears they're going to go with Chenault on passing plays or to mix up the offense and give him a different look.
Well, Chenault
they keep Jefferson in, though, and they put him in a wide receiver.
Chenault is still in there as quarterback. There's the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Bryce. Looking for the corner. Goes off tackle. Finds the hole inside the 20 to the 15-yard line. He's going to be very close to another first down.
And I'm telling you what, this offense is almost more dangerous with Chenault, I think, because you stay in that shot, you go to the shotgun, but Jefferson is still in there at a wide receiver position. He's able to catch the ball. He's really an athlete more than anything here for this Goochland offense. We were looking at his stats before the game. He has passing yards. He has rushing yards. He has receiving yards. He does it all here for Goochland. And Chenault, if the freshman can keep making pass plays like that, why not leave him in?
There's the snap. They're going to hand it off to Jefferson this time. Look at that blocking right there. Wide open hole for Jefferson inside the 5, down at the 4-yard line.
I'm telling you, Goochland is opening up holes on the outside, right outside the tackle. They're just going off tackle on the weak side, on the strong side. They've got the running room on the outside on this Essex team. I've been really surprised to see this Essex defense get pushed around up front by Goochland. I don't know what Essex does here other than try to load up on a side that you think the ball's going to go to. I mean, they are just getting pushed around right now.
Well, Chenault is still taking the quarterback duties. There's the snap, handoff into the end zone, touchdown, Bulldogs! Connor Saunders from 4 yards out.
The offensive line that time looked like a gate. They just swung out to the left side, pushing everybody, leaving up a hole wide open in the middle of the field, and Goochland trots into the end zone. They've got a 3-score lead here with 9 minutes to go in the first half.
And the Sea of Purple in stunned silence here. They cannot believe what they are witnessing. The snap, the hold, extra point attempt on the way, and good. 9:05 left to go in the second quarter. Goochland ahead of Essex. That's a hard name to say sometimes. 21-0 here with 9:05 left in the second quarter. Tim Blake and Joe Deck will be back with more after this.
Oh, she's college material, that's for sure.
You think?
Oh, look at that nose. 4, maybe 5 years, housing, meal plans, fees. Oh, yeah. That nose says, a bajillion bucks in 18 years.
You get all that from a nose?
She's gonna be expensive.
Be prepared for the tuition monster. Visit Virginia529.com and see why it's the nation's largest 529 college savings plan.
Oh my, that chin has grad school written all over it.
Tim Blank and Joe Deck with you here on the VHSL Network. Here comes the kickoff once again. Another squib kick, and it's a live ball, and it squirts out. Mad scramble, and I think Goochland has it. They do. Just when you think if you're an Essex fan that it can't get any worse, it does.
Let me tell you what I've noticed up here. Not only is Goochland pushing around this defense for Essex, seemingly at will, and just out-physicaling them. These players on the Essex side, they're walking around, kind of looking around like, guys, what's happening? As I said, Essex has never been in a close game, let alone been behind by a big margin like they are right now. This team, that was one of the things I brought up. If they do fall behind or they're in a close game, how do they respond to adversity? Right now, they're not responding well. They're allowing Goochland's offensive line to push them around up front. It's allowing these backs and receivers to get into the second wave and get huge gains.
Looks as though Jefferson's back in a quarterback there for the Bulldogs. He's going to take the snap and take it himself. He gets almost upended there, coming across the line of scrimmage by number 27, Malik Martin. But he gets taken down after a gain of 2 yards.
That time, Martin was able to shed his blocker and then flip Jefferson up in the air after a gain of about 2 or 3 yards. That was a nice play by Martin. However, they get 3 yards. They need to find a way to penetrate. Not necessarily, shedding blocks is good, but you might want to start penetrating this line. You got to start getting to these runners before they get to you.
Second down, 7 yards to go coming up. Motion, there's the snap. Jefferson taking it himself. Following that convoy of blockers, he's got a first down to about the 30-yard line. And another fresh set of downs for Goochland.
I'm telling you, the tackles for this Goochland offensive line are pulling around, and like you said, following a convoy. Get behind me, buddy. We're going to the end zone. I mean, that's a solid 10-yard run there to the 30-yard line. This Essex defense has no answer for it.
No, none at all at this moment. This has got to be disheartening if you made the trip down here from Tappahannock. As we see Goochland setting up here, 1st and 10. There's the snap. Quick little motion. Good handoff right there, but a little slip behind the line by Nathan Maddox. And he gets taken down just as he looks like right behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he got tripped up there, fell to his knees, and that ends the play right there in high school football. Like in college, as soon as a player goes down, play is dead. And it makes it a 2nd and 10 here, so we'll see here what happens. I mean, this is the best play on first down that Essex has had defensively, and it's because a Goochland player lost his footing and fell down.
Jefferson sets up, motion again, and he's going to go up the middle. This time, the Essex defense is there and ready, taken down at the 30-yard line.
And that time, the quarterback, Jordan Jefferson, decided to cut in. He didn't follow his blockers. His blockers, if he kicks it to the outside, he might be gone because his convoy was set up for a run to the outside. He cuts it back in, trying to fool the defense, but Essex's defensive line stayed at home on the inside, brought him down. Makes it a 3rd and long. We'll see what Goochland can do here. But last time on 3rd and long, they just set themselves up for a 4th and manageable and went for it. I think that's probably what we'll see here.
I don't doubt that for a second. I mean, if they don't think that they can get this in one fell swoop. Why not play a little conservative and try for it if you get a 4th and 5? And flags, whistles on the field. I think someone from Goochland went first. I could be wrong on that. And it's another offsides call on the Trojans.
I mean, seemingly Essex is shooting themselves in the foot here. You have a 3rd and 10 situation for just really the 3rd time today, and you've held them. You've stopped them both times on that. Now, eventually, the one drive they went for it on 4th down and got it, but you have them in a 3rd and 10, and you jump off sides, making it 3rd and 5. This is very manageable. You can go back to the run now if you're Goochland.
Absolutely. You've just opened up their entire playbook. And Jefferson, he's going to run it in off tackle, but no. There's the Essex defenders there, and there's a flag on the play back behind the action. I wouldn't be surprised if it's maybe a holding penalty on the Bulldogs. And that is indeed the call. It's going to be interesting to see.
I think you got to take it. I mean, you know it's going to bring up 4th down here if you decline it, but they're going for it.
They will go for it. I think you're right. I think that, honestly, you take the yards in this situation.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think you got to back them up because otherwise it's 4th and about 4, and they're going to go for it at the 25-yard line. I would much rather put them in a 3rd and 14.
Essex is doing just that. They're going to back them up 10 yards. Back to the 40-yard line. So it'll be, looks like that it's going to be 3rd and 20.
Yeah, actually that penalty happened behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big penalty.
That is a big penalty. So probably a very smart decision there by Essex to take the yards. Looks like Chenault is back in there, a quarterback for the Bulldogs. Back to pass, looking. He's going to fire it. Just overthrows his intended receiver, Trace Nixon. He puts a little less on that one. That could be going for 6 in a heartbeat.
Yeah, Trace Nixon ran a great route there, running the flag route to the sideline. Unfortunately, Chenault overthrows him, and in this 4th and long, Essex finally stopping this Goochland offense, forcing them to punt it away here. Really, defensive stops don't have to be necessarily you stopping the other team. The other team can hurt themselves, like with that holding penalty, and back themselves up. You just have to be able to take advantage of the situation when it's handed to you. This time, Essex gets away with an overthrown pass from Chenault. Goochland's going to punt it back, but Essex has to get something going offensively.
They got to get something going, or else it's going to be a very long night for them. There's the kick, and it's a high one. He cut that one off the side of his foot, I think. But it takes a Goochland bounce. Did it go off of the Essex return man?
Oh, the official says no.
Not think so. And the Goochland fans and coaches are beside themselves now.
Yeah, they're freaking out. That was close.
That was close. That was very close.
I will say this in the officials' favor: he has a lot better angle than we do, and he's a lot closer.
That is very true.
It was very close, and I can understand why the Goochland crowd is upset too. I've noticed in all my years of watching not just football, any sport, any close play, there's going to be a certain group of fans upset at the official no matter what he calls. So
no questions.
But this time he says Essex will get the ball at the 15-yard line.
And the Trojans trying to find any kind of momentum to go their way in this first half. It has been an unmitigated disaster for the boys from Tappahannock here so far. They're going to go to the spread formation here, 1st and 10. Takes the snap, and they're going to hand it off to Rolling. Rolling slips one tackle. Slips another couple ones. Gets taken down at about the 21, maybe the 22-yard line. So a gain of about 7 on the play, and I think Rolling might have, gotten a kind of a stinger there on that tackle.
Something there, maybe poked in the eye or something. He definitely ripped his helmet off immediately, and he'll head to the sideline. But a solid run there for about 6 yards on the outside, and that was all him because there was a linebacker coming in. He made a great play, staying on his feet, being an athlete, getting around that corner to get a 4-yard gain.
Now, they certainly needed some kind of positive momentum as they think that it's Josh Freeman, Leo Gaskins back now with Broadus. Broadus gets a swing pass over there to the near side, and he is met almost instantly by Nathan Adams.
They have gone to that play a lot today. That's the first time they've been able to connect for a completion, and Goochland was all over it, stopped him in the backfield. This Goochland defense is very disciplined. Those bubble screens aren't going to work. They've got linebackers inside. They're waiting for it. I've been really impressed with this Goochland defense on how they've handled this sophomore quarterback from Essex, who, again, coming in, we sung his praises as well. Tons of passing yards, tons of touchdowns, not a lot of interceptions. Well, he's turned the ball over once, and he hasn't gotten much of anything going in the positive direction.
They need to get something before halftime. No questions about that. Broadus takes the snap, goes back, and he's going to get sacked behind the 10-yard line. Josh Kitt, 260 pounds of him, flattens him to the turf.
This Goochland defensive line has done whatever they've wanted, whenever they've wanted. They have penetrated. Broadus, in his defense, hasn't had a lot of time to sit back there and think of what he wants to do. That time he was looking. He couldn't throw it. Even though he had a man over here, he couldn't because the pass would have gotten stuffed in his face. So he tries to roll out, get some more room, but the speed of this Goochland defensive line gets to him and brings him down for a huge, huge sack. And this results in Essex punting from their own end zone. They went backwards on that drive. This is not what they needed to have happen.
No, absolutely not. And, make matters worse. I mean, you look at them, they're not even sure who's supposed to be in for the punt team at this moment. There's the snap and flags on the field. And I think that he'll be glad to get that one back, even though it takes a good run right there. We're going to wait and see what our head man has to say about this one. And it's a delay of game penalty on the Trojans, so it backs them up either another 5 or half the distance. Puts them at the 5-yard line.
I mean, if the way this game is going right now and the way you're getting dominated up front with this Goochland team, as talented as they are, you cannot be helping them out with penalties. We've seen 3 or 4 offsides penalties. That's a delay of game penalty to back them up 5 more yards. They have got to get control here and get, refocused. I mean, I know it's tough. You're down 3 scores and you're punting the ball back to this team who has asserted their dominance on you.
High snap, but he manages to corral this in. It's a low line drive, but it takes a good bounce before Engel receives it. And Engel slips 1 tackle, but only gets about 3 more yards after that. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Essex 45-yard line.
All things considered on that play, it works out pretty well. It's a nice punt. Moves the ball back there. I thought maybe Engel was going to be in real trouble when the ball got by him, but he did a good job taking the ball at the 50, getting it back up to the 45. And Essex's defense has to respond. You have to stop them. If you fall behind 4 scores, I mean, you're basically saying, let's have fun in the second half. I mean, this is going to be very tough because for you to come back in the second half, you have to light it up as Goochland has this half. But then you have to stop this high-powered offense Goochland's put on showcase.
There's the snap. It's going to be a handoff there to Bryce, trying to find the corner. And he's still moving down the field inside the 40 to about the 42-yard line.
Yeah, that's a solid run by Bryce.
Correction, the 38-yard line. Or 37, I should say.
A solid run by Bryce there. Puts them in a 2nd and about 2. I mean, he had the right side there. His line is sealing off blocks, sealing the edge for him. His receivers are holding blocks, not allowing the secondary to get in there and tackle him before he gets too many yards. That's been the big thing, I think, maybe even the difference. The precision blocking by everybody on this Goochland team has been phenomenal.
There's the snap. They're going to hand this one off to Mason Engel. He's got the first down, trying to cut back, still on his feet, taken down inside the 30 at about the 28, maybe the 27-yard line.
Again, I mean, it's a solid run by Goochland here, this time for Engel, like you said. He's getting to the left side this time. Hat on a hat, everybody's blocking somebody. Even the wide receiver on the far side, when he didn't have a defensive back on him, he immediately turns his focus toward the line of scrimmage. There's a linebacker coming off the far side. He gets untouched by the offensive line, looking to make a play, hold him to maybe a 1 or 2 yard play, but the receiver pops him, allows it to turn into a first down, and a nice run for Goochland.
1st and 10 coming up here for the Bulldogs. Jefferson takes the snap. He's going to take it himself, following Bryce. Good kick out block by Bryce. And Jefferson's going to get the first down inside the 20. Holy smokes. Did you see the block that Mitchell Bryce laid on Essex?
That's what I'm talking about. Hat on a hat. Everybody's got a man when you come up. That time, you had the convoy thing going to the right again with the quarterback. Follow me. We're going to the end zone. Bryce meets his man, the defensive back, who's stepping up to try to make a big play. He gets bulldozed by Bryce on a fantastic block.
Goochland just having their way with the Trojans here in the first half, and the Trojans have just got to be sitting to themselves wondering what on earth is going on here as they take their second time out of the half. get you caught up on other state finals action, I should say. The LC Bird Ocean Lakes game is at halftime with LC Bird ahead 14-10, and currently in the Division 4 championship between the Briarwoods Falcons and the Heritage Patriots. I believe they are still currently in the second quarter, although unfortunately, and there it is, they are up 17-0. The Falcons are over Heritage.
Yeah, Briarwoods is a solid team. I mean, they're looking for a three-peat. There's a reason they're looking for a three-peat. That is a fantastically coached team. They're loaded with talent. In that other game, LC Bird and Ocean Lakes, we're expecting a great one there as well. And let's be honest, folks, I'm surprised this one's a 3-score game right now. Goochland has dominated Essex in every facet of the game right now.
Well, the sun has begun to set behind the mountains here in Salem. The lights are all on here at the stadium. So let's see what happens here. Jefferson takes the snap, slips one tackler, but there's another tackler right there for Essex there. I believe that's number 12, Lathan Johnson, who manages to force a loss on the play.
And that's what Essex is going to have to do. From the word go, when they see that quarterback roll out or that running back roll out, they're going to have to swarm to that side of the field like they did on that play. Brought them down in the backfield. That's a huge play for this Essex defense to force a 2nd and long.
They come up here to the line of scrimmage. 90 seconds left to go here in the first half. Essex wanting to keep them off the board. They hand it straight up the middle this time to David Dyer, and he rumbles inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. So upcoming is going to be 3rd and 6, I believe.
That sounds about right. And a 4-yard carry there for Goochland puts them in a 3rd and manageable situation here. And Essex is going to have to stop them on this 3rd down. Do not let them get 4th and 2.
There's the toss right there. They're looking for something. They're going to get the first down out of bounds inside of the 8-yard line, right where the first down marker is going to be. So that's an extra set of downs here. 58 seconds left to go in the first half.
Yeah, I said don't let them get a 4th and 2. Don't let them get a first down either. And that time, that was a great run by Goochland on the outside. Essex defense did a better job that time stringing the play out to the sideline, making sure he didn't have any room to really cut it up for a big gain. But still, it's enough for a first down, or it appears to be, as they're going to call a timeout to measure it from the far sideline. But I'm like you. The first down marker's at the 8. That ball is resting on the 8-yard line. That looks like a first down.
It certainly looks as though that's going to be very easily a first down. And as we see, just taking a look at what's going on right now with the other action here. Here comes the measurement up here to the 8-yard line. And they definitely have it. That is a first down. They're short. Yeah, they actually managed to stop him just barely short.
There was an extra link in there, so that will hold him. But let me tell you, it's 4th and a link. Is there anybody in this stadium that doesn't think that Jefferson's going to take a quarterback keeper and be able to get that link? I mean, this team has ran the ball however they wanted all game long on Essex so far. Now, that doesn't mean Essex can't stop them. It just means up to this point, I haven't seen any evidence suggesting that Essex's defense can get back there and stop them.
I can agree with you there, Joe. Here they come up to the line of scrimmage. You know that they're going for it. And surprisingly enough, I don't see Jefferson in there. Actually, back deep to take this one is number 7, David Dyer. Oh, no, correction. I do see him under center now. All those white jerseys, they really seem to blend together. So Dyer is the deep man. Jefferson under center. Takes the snap. He's going to hand it off. First down for Mitchell Bryce inside the 5. Bowling over a defender.
Yeah, Mitchell Bryce is a hard runner. He's proven that so far today as he runs his way inside the 5 down to the 2. This Goochland offensive line opened up the hole. Bryce did the rest. That's really all there was to that play. Essex could not get in that hole and fill the gap in time. And even the secondary man that was there, he got knocked over and allowed Goochland to pick up another yard or 2.
Jefferson takes the snap, handoff. Bryce looking for the end zone. He's in again. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
And that time, once you get that close to the end zone with the kind of success they've been having out of that flex bone, it's too easy at that point for Goochland. I mean, you saw Essex that time trying to jump the snap count, They jumped the snap count, got in the backfield, but there's just too many different players who can take the ball in that situation, and they still couldn't stop them. Goochland's offensive line is opening up too many holes.
So we see the extra point attempt coming up here for the Bulldogs. Gonna snap the hold, and I guess the kick didn't go as well as they had hoped, so a missed extra point right there keeps the score at 27-0. Bulldogs over the Trojans. Probably the first little bit of good news. We're going to go ahead and step aside here for our break. We'll be back with more here on the VHSL Network. Tim Blank with Joe Deck.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
And we're back here on the VHSL Network. Tim Blank and Joe Deck with you here. Ricky Gordon setting up here for a kick. They may do another poocher. That's what they're going to do. That time Essex calls for the fair catch and gets it at the 45-yard line. So if you're Essex in this situation, I don't know what the heck you're supposed to do right now.
Well, I was getting ready to say, you've got to just probably run out the clock here and just call this first half what it is. It's a nightmare. Go into the locker room, talk to your team, and try to fix things for the second half. But here, after the pooch kick, you're set up pretty good. I mean, I'd take a shot here on first down and see what happens. If you're able to pick up a first down, then go for it. If not, then you can run out the clock and call it a half.
40 seconds and one timeout. Honestly, at this point, I think that you do have at least an opportunity to at least give something a shot here. And as we see Broadus talking with all his teammates, making sure they're all on the same page. Flags on the field. And I think that there were 12 men on the Goochland defense.
Yeah, Goochland's players looking upset. That is the penalty. So that's 5 free yards.
So that's a 5 free yards right there. It's going to put the Trojans right at midfield. A bit an uncharacteristic move there by the normally disciplined Bulldogs, who have certainly shown why they've made it to 2 consecutive state championship games.
And I think now that even sets it up even better, and it helps you if you were trying to justify taking a shot here with 40 seconds left. A 5-yard penalty there to put you at midfield definitely helps that argument.
Broadus takes the snap, back to pass, under pressure right away, gets a screen pass off to Rolling. Rolling with a convoy of blockers right there, inside the 35, taken down to the 32. That's a first down. 32 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Essex trying to get on the board here before halftime.
And that's a great play call. Goochland had backed up all their secondary people and all their linebackers trying to stop the deep pass. Dumping off to the screen on the 2-man pass rush. You've got room after your wall of blockers blocked downfield for you for a nice gain down to the 32.
They're right to the line of scrimmage, so they'll be able to save a timeout here. Broadus back to pass, fires it inside once again. Puts it behind his man, falls incomplete. 24 seconds left to go.
Yeah, he was looking for Alonzo Tompkins there, and that's a dangerous pass. Because not only do you throw it behind him, and that gets your receiver creamed, but if there's this man from Goochland there, which there has been most of the night, and that time there wasn't, but that's an interception. And Goochland's defense has already forced one interception. You don't want to give them another turnover here late in the half.
Broadus coming up here to the line of scrimmage. They're trying to find something to work for them here before the half ends. Broadus takes the snap. Now he's going to take it and run with it himself straight ahead. Gets knocked around a little bit, taken down to the 25-yard line. And we're waiting to see what's going on here. They got one timeout left. I'm surprised they're not doing it. They got 10 seconds to get a play off. They got one timeout left. I don't know what the deal is here. This is going to be the last play of the first half. And they just downed the ball right there, so 4 seconds left. For whatever reason, it says that there's one timeout on the scoreboard, but they're saying that they've got no timeouts up here, so I don't know where the disconnect is from the scoreboard to our record keeping.
So fourth down, though. But the down isn't the deal here. You got 4 seconds left. I think the question you have is now, can our kicker kick it this far? Obviously, down 27 points. I can see this coach's philosophy of just trying to take a shot and seeing what happens, throw it up there, and see if your receiver comes down.
Let's see what happens right here. Looks like that they're going to go for a touchdown. And there's a flag on the field. That's going to be a delay of game on the Trojans. And there were just, you could just tell that everyone down there was just confused.
Yeah, they had players running onto the field late, looking at each other, not quite sure what was going on. It backs you up 5 more yards, but again, really, 5 more yards in this situation backs you up to the 30. The difference between a 25 and 30-yard pass isn't that big of a deal. It's going to be tough either way.
Yeah, you just hear that Goochland fan base over there on the other side. Waiting for something here. Here's the last play of the half. Back to pass, looks, fires it, going long for the end zone. And he caught it in the end zone! Touchdown, Essex! Alonzo Tompkins climbs the ladder and hauls it in. And Essex is going to get on the board here at the end of the first half.
That's a big play for Essex right there. A great pass by Dominic Bronis. He floated it up on the Hail Mary, hoping his receiver was going to come down with it. Just over the top of that Goochland defender and falls into his receiver, as you said, Alonzo Tompkins' hands for the touchdown right there on the far sideline. That's big for a lot of reasons. Number one, it puts you on the board. Number two, it gives you something positive to look at offensively. You were able to move the ball a little bit that drive.
There's the extra point attempt, and it sails wide to the right. So no good right there. So that's the first half for you right there. Essex finally gets on the board right at the end, but they still have a tough hill to climb if they are going to get back into this one. Tim Blank and Joe Deck with you here on the VHSL Network. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a little bit. We will be back with the halftime show after these messages.
Third down and 3 for the Indians. Oh, the ball came loose. Tiger's going to pick it up.
Look at that.
Took it back and scored.
Whoa!
That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
Buy a DVD of this or...
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to Play on...
Oh, she's college material, that's for sure.
You think?
Look at that nose. 4, maybe 5 years, housing, meal plans, fees. Oh, yeah. That nose says, a bajillion bucks in 18 years.
You get all that from a nose?
She's gonna be expensive.
Be prepared for the tuition monster. Visit Virginia529.com and see why it's the nation's largest 529 college savings plan.
Oh my, that chin has grad school written all over it.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
And we're back here on the VHSL Network at the Single A Division II State Championship game. The first, I guess, 23 minutes belonged to the Goochland Bulldogs. 4 touchdowns, including a couple of good breaks on their part on kickoffs and stuff like that. But Essex showing that they still have a little bit of life left in them, scoring on a last-second 30-yard touchdown pass from Dominic Broadus to Alonzo Tompkins. simply just a nice little play there to end the first half, and it shows that Essex probably still has a little bit of life left in them.
Well, that's true, Tim, and that's a great play. And I don't want to take anything away from that play where Broadus connects with Tompkins, like you said, on the far sideline for a fantastic catch. And not enough can be said about that catch. He went up in the air, pulled it down, and got them their only touchdown of the game so far. But what I'm interested to see, we saw that last minute, like you said. Essex made some things happen, got a touchdown out of it, put themselves on the board, made it a 3-score game. But they did that against a prevent defense from Goochland. Every other drive they didn't see the prevent defense, they struggled to move the ball. So I think that's going to be the key. Essex is going to have to make some adjustments. This Goochland defense has played very well. On the flip side, the defense for Goochland has played extremely well. And then, on the flip side, the offense has just ran it at will, to the left, to the right, up the middle, wherever they want to go. It's seemingly there. So Essex going to make some adjustments here at halftime, and I expect to see their defense come out a little fired up, and their team's going to have to come out fired up if they want to come back. We'll see. Again, looking at these scores so far from this season, this team hasn't had to come back a lot. They've definitely got to come back here. They were down 4 scores. They make it a 3-score game at halftime. I mean, we'll see what happens, but so far it's been Goochland, as you said, 23 minutes against the prevent defense. Essex puts up some points, but we'll have to see here. I don't know if we're going to see that kind of drive from Essex again unless some serious adjustments are made.
I think that's definitely the case. They definitely need to figure out something to at least give them some kind of momentum back here in the second half. One thing I will say about that is that I do think that something that they're going to need to start doing is that they got to try to attempt to stretch the field a little bit more. A lot of those passes that you saw there in the first quarter when Essex was really getting manhandled, it seemed, it looked to me like it was more just like the bubble screen stuff. And Goochland, they've been all over that stuff almost instantly as soon as it happens. I think what needs to happen is that they got to start running some play action. They got to start running some hitch routes or something like that. They got to start going more deep than what it is. So it's something that they definitely need to keep conscious of entering the second half. Goochland, on the other hand, they have just completely dominated this entire game so far. No reason to think that they can't keep at the same pace and have everything go almost their way again in the second half.
Well, I think something you're going to see is Essex is going to try to come up with some adjustments to penetrate that line. Not allow Goochland to get that wall of white out to the outside and allow their backs to follow in behind that convoy all the way to the end zone or for at least 10, 15 yards a clip. I think we're going to see different strategies there defensively. You might see Essex just say, hey, guys, we're going to swarm to that side of the field. When they start running, just everybody run to that side of the field, get in the way, slow them down. Offensively, I think you brought up a very good point. Try to stretch out this defense. Try to make them run north and south, not necessarily east and west on the bubble screens. Make them go farther down the field. See if these Goochland defensive backs are able to keep up with your wide receivers on the end. I mean, we'll see coming out of the second half if that's what they do or not, but again, as you said, Goochland has dominated this game at the interior line level. And so for Essex to have to do that, the line's going to have to give Broadus some time. He's going to have to be able to sit back there, get his feet set, and fire the ball down the field. He hasn't had a lot of time so far. Goochland's got in there on a couple sacks at least, I believe, here in the first half. So, I mean, this Goochland defense has played very well, and it's going to take some blocks to set them up.
The blocking definitely has to improve for Essex. If I'm Goochland, though, I keep the defense working as well as they are. You are swarming. You are running to that football. You are not letting up for a single second, and it has certainly helped yourselves out so far in this game. And I think that if they can keep swarming around, I think that it's going to be a triumphant return to Goochland for those young men. Certainly a much better drive home than last year's state finals. I mean, so I guess that's going to do it right here. We're going to go ahead and step aside here for a little bit longer, and then we will be back with the start of the second half of this game between the Goochland Bulldogs and the Essex Trojans here on the VHSL network. So we are back. We are live from this game right here. We see Essex setting up right here. You're just in time for the second half. There's the snap. Broadus hands it off to Roland. Roland trying to go straight ahead up the middle, but no one from Goochland is giving him a quarter. I think that's Akai Timberlake and Josh Kitt, the two men right there who stuffed Rolling dead.
Well, just like I said, this team has struggled to move the ball offensively, and it hasn't changed here. I mean, it's only one play into the second half, but Goochland again getting the penetration at the line, pushing this offensive line back, getting to the ball carrier Rolling and bringing him down immediately.
You see them lining up right here. Second down, 9 yards to go. Back to pass. Looking. Fires it out here to the outside. Complete to number 14, Keith Bundy. And he gets all the way down to about the 48-yard line, it looks like.
That was a good pass by Broadus that time. He had enough time to sit back there, keep his feet under him, and find the receiver on the sideline. He did a great pass to get it over there in time to him. Sets him up here in a third and manageable here in about a 3rd and 3 situation.
See them coming up here to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 4 coming up here. 3rd and 3 according to the scoreboard. There's the snap. Inside handoff. Rolling with a lot of room right there. Bounces off a couple of tacklers. He's going to be close to a first down. Kind of wonder why he didn't just turn the jets on, tried to run around the end on a sweep, because there was a lot of green grass in front of him.
We'll see. He might be a little short here on the spot.
It looks like from where they're spotting it, I think he is a little short.
Nope. The official gives him the first down, so it will be enough. But I'm like you. I thought he was maybe a little bit short there depending on the spot. And Rolling had to work for that first down. Goochland's defense is not giving up on plays. They're getting back there and making plays.
10 minutes, 27 seconds left to go here in the quarter. As we see them coming up here to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 for the Trojans. There's the snap. Handoff. Rolling. Takes it. Runs right into a couple of players right there. He's still staying on his feet, but he gets only about 3 yards on the carry, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, a 3-yard gain there for Rolling on the first down play for Essex, and that'll put him at the 40-yard line. I will say this, Essex is moving the ball much better early on here in the second half than they did in the entire first half, in my opinion.
I don't think anyone can argue that one at all so far. There's probably a lot of Essex fans wondering where was this in the first half.
Well, but all is not lost here for Essex. If you can get a score, it's a 2-score game, and your defense has to come out and show their adjustments.
It is still plenty early in this. There is still a lot of hope to be still had. Launching, going for the end zone right now. Overthrows. It's intercepted by Goochland's number 6, Jordan Jefferson. Multi-talented, and Goochland will get the ball 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
And that is pretty much the definition of what you could not have had happen there. That time, Broadus overshoots his receiver to the end zone, and Jordan Jefferson gets a nice interception, puts him at the 20-yard line on the touchback, and Goochland gets to bring this offense back out, which could not be stopped in the first half. So I think Essex here, you've got to, it's fans listening at home are like, well, duh, you've got to get a stop.
Oh, and instead of a touchback, they're going to rule it. They're going to rule him down at the 1-yard line.
Now, I don't understand that because
it looked to me like he caught it in the end zone.
Yeah, I thought he caught it in the end zone too, but I could be wrong, and apparently one of the officials I am, and they spot at the 1-yard line, so this helps Essex out tremendously if they can get a safety.
This is going to be an interesting set right here. There's the snap, handoff, and a good hit across there by Bryce. But he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage on that one.
And Bryce a little slow to get up. And this will help Essex out tremendously if they can avoid the big play which plagued them in the first half. Do not allow Goochland to seal the outside. Do not allow them to push your defensive lineman 2 to 3 yards in the backfield. Or off the ball, excuse me.
You certainly don't want to, if you're Goochland, you certainly don't want to allow anything that's going to get him back into the game. So here they come up to the line of scrimmage right here. 2nd down. Looks like 10 yards to go. There's the snap. Jefferson with it, rolling out with it still. He's got a blocker in front of him, and he's got the first down out by the 15-yard line.
That's a great run by Jefferson there. He rolled out to his left, looking downfield. Maybe it was a design pass, maybe it wasn't. It appeared to be that way, but I'm telling you, the way Goochland has run the ball, it wouldn't surprise me if that was, a ploy. But nobody was open regardless. He brings it down, takes off, picks up the first down, and gets his offense out of the danger zone there.
It's exactly what you needed to do. Just get out from underneath the shadow of your own goalposts. As we see Jefferson under center lining up here for Goochland. Hands it off to Bryce. Bryce still going ahead on that jet sweep. He gets a couple yards on that carry.
Yeah, that carry is good for about 3 yards on that play, and every little bit helps here for Goochland, especially when you have a 3-score lead. You don't need to be getting 10 to 15 yards a run. You can go ahead and soak up some clock here and keep this offense off the field.
No questions there.
We saw Essex offense move the ball a little better in that opening drive here in the second half, but it ended with a turnover. You can't have that.
And we see them lining up once again, 2nd and 7. And this time they're going to hand it off. Number 28, there he goes. He's still on his feet, still rumbling down. Mason Engel all the way to the 38-yard line. You said that they needed to avoid the big play, and unfortunately that has not occurred for the Trojans tonight.
Yeah, Essex is doing a better job on first down here so far early on in the second half, but it's the second down plays plaguing them. You saw Jordan Jefferson run for about 10 or 15 yards. Then you see Engel that time taking a huge carry for this Goochland offense. This line is still opening up holes aplenty against Essex.
There's the snap. It's going to be a toss this time to Bryce, and a good hit this time. It looks like that was actually rolling there on the hit to stop him after a gain of maybe 2 yards on the play.
And that'll knock out your bicuspids right there. That with a shot like that gets him to a 3-yard gain. Again, though, we've seen that. These 3-yard gains have been common for Goochland on first down. It's second down where they open up the 10 to 15-yard carry that puts Essex in a world of hurt.
See them lining up right here. And there they go up the middle once again. Flag on the field. Man, still on his feet, running downhill. David Dyer just rumbling down all the way and ends up getting 12 yards, but we'll wait and see what the penalty is. Oh, and it's a chop block on the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that penalty is going to hurt because, again, you're sitting there thinking, my goodness, another 10 to 15-yard run here on second down. That's killing them. But that time the chop block will help Essex out. Now Essex's defense has to capitalize on this opportunity. You have them in a second and very long situation. Contain them here on this play. Force it to a 3rd and long and get your defense off the field. You cannot allow this Goochland offense to keep you on the field like they did in the first half and just wear you out.
Yep. So very true. Goochland's got to find something, got to find any way whatsoever to get some momentum coming up here.
And now they're marking the ball off here to finally get things going here in the second half again. But Essex, I'm telling you, defensively, they have got to step up here. I mean, it's almost, if you give up a first down here, it's not only big because Goochland converts on with huge yardage, it's a back-breaking kind of play.
24-yard line is the spot, and the 48-yard line is where the first down marker is. So it's going to be second down and 24 to go. Jefferson takes the snap, fakes it, rolling out, looking to pass, throws it downfield, and it's caught. There past the 40 to the 42-yard line. I believe that was Mason Engel on the catch.
It was, and that was a great job by Jefferson. He rolled out, waited for his receiver to get open, found his man, hit him in stride, gets them to a 3rd and manageable here. It's about a 3rd and 6. Again, I said if you're Essex, you have to stop him here. You can't let him convert on a first down in this situation because it's back-breaking. Well, guess what? It's 3rd and 6. It's a very makeable first down from here. So if Goochland is able to convert here, I mean, this is a really morale-testing drive.
There's the snap. Hand off to Bryce. Bryce moving forward. He's got the first down and more. And he gets tripped up but can't hold his feet. He lands at about the 27-yard line. That's where the spot will be. He keeps his legs underneath him. It's Viacon Dios.
That's true, and I tell you what, I'm not sure that it's not going to happen later on this drive, though, the way they've moved the ball. This team has not been stopped. Number 9 there again, Mitchell Bryce. Another huge run for Goochland. They had 2nd and 24. They converted on 2 plays. It's amazing how well this offense has been going. This is a championship drive right here to seal the deal if they can convert with 6 points.
No questions about it here. They're looking to put this one out of reach here in the third quarter. There's the snap. They hand it off this time to Dyer. Dyer manages to get about 3 yards up to the 25-yard line.
And I'll go to number 7, David Dyer.
I mean, again, there's going to be plenty of time left on the clock if Goochland's able to score here, but there has been zero evidence put forth by this Essex team so far to suggest they can slow down Goochland's offense and cut into this deficit. Again, even from now on out, trading touchdowns isn't going to get the job done. You've got to stop this offense. You couldn't stop them on a 2nd and 24.
There's the snap. Hand off to Dyer once again. They're going straight ahead. Up to about the 21, maybe the 20-yard line. That's where they're going to stop. So another good run right there, 5 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
And you know, again, I'm not trying to take anything away from Essex or saying, they're not out here trying hard enough. I'm just saying these Goochland kids are talented, and they are working hard. Trust me, these Goochland players have been hearing how great Essex's quarterback is, too. They've heard about it all week. And so they've come out, they've stopped him, they've stopped their offense, and then they've pushed this defense, which has been pretty lights out most of the season. They've put points on them here in the first half, and they're looking to do it here early in the second half.
Snap. Dyer once again straight ahead. He's got the first down inside the 15-yard line.
Another solid run there for Goochland. Picks up another first down. They're in the red zone. They're inside the 15. They keep moving this ball, whether it's Dyer, whether it's Bryce or Jefferson carrying the ball. It doesn't matter who it is, and it doesn't matter where they're going. There seems to be room. This offensive line is pushing these defensive linemen off the ball a good 2 to 3 yards.
They line it up once again. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. There's the snap. Hand it off to Dyer up the middle. He's going to get 1, maybe 2 on the carry as he's tackled almost immediately.
That time, Essex did a good job bringing the blitz. They had more people coming than could be blocked, and that helped bring him down after a 2-yard gain. But again, I mean, Goochland's in field goal range now, you'd think, and a timeout called here by Essex as their coach wants to talk about it.
You're going to take a timeout. We're going to go ahead and take a timeout here on the VHSL network. 27-6 our score. Goochland over Essex, but the Bulldogs are threatening here late in the third quarter.
Third down and 3 for the Indians. Oh, the ball came loose. Tiger's going to pick it up. Look at that. Took it back and scored. Whoa! That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
And we're back here on the VHSL network. 3:31 left to go in the third quarter here between Essex and Goochland. The Bulldogs driving now have the ball at the 13-yard line here with the 2nd and 8 coming up. So here they come up to the line of scrimmage.
And I think you got to watch for Jefferson to possibly keep it here on this play.
And that, I think, is what he's going to do. He's got the convoy in front of him. He cuts it up inside. He's going for the corner, reaches for the pylon, but they're going to blow him out of bounds inside this 5-yard line.
And he just misses putting it in the end zone there. Again, as you said, he has that convoy out in front of him. They're pushing Essex people away from him. It's just enough Trojans there found a room on the side to push him out of bounds before he could get in the end zone. A very close play. And again, Jefferson has been able to do a great job getting to the outside and using his speed and quickness to push the ball up the field for nice runs for Goochland.
Certainly shows why this Goochland team is up as much as they are. So here we go. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line coming up for the Bulldogs. There's the snap. They hand it off to Dyer, going straight ahead into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
And that time, Dyer had it just real easy up the middle. His line opened up a big enough hole for him to get in there. Essex tried to stop him, and they hit him at about the 2-yard line, right at that line of scrimmage. But Dyer just forces his way in, kept moving his feet, and drove his body in. He's not a tiny kid at 210. he's able to use that weight and momentum to push himself forward into the end zone and put Goochland back up 4 scores.
And we see coming out here, Raleigh Maria coming up for the extra point attempt. He missed the last one, but that might have been based on more of a bad hold than anything else. The snap, the hold. This time he gets this one off. He doinks it off of the upright, but it still goes in. Just one of those days when everything seems to go right for you. It is now 34-6. Goochland over Essex here in the Division II State Championship game. Tim Blank with Joe Deck. We'll be back with more right after this.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
And we're back here on the VHSL Network. Tim Blank and Joe Deck here alongside Kevin Burke working the computer. Really responsible for saving this broadcast here tonight. And here we go, another onside kick attempt. Now you just got to wonder what is Essex doing. They let this one go away. And Goochland, there wasn't a purple jersey within about 5 yards of that. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs once again. I mean, like I said on that extra point attempt, it's just one of those kinds of nights where everything is just going right for one team and the world is coming down around the other team.
Yeah, and I can tell you, I've been on the wrong side of some disappointing losses for my school watching them play, and felt that the score's been run up on them, and I guarantee you that's what the Essex fans are thinking right now, down 4 scores and seeing onside kick still.
There's the snap right there, going forward, Dyer with the carry, and taken down at the 48-yard line.
I mean, I know you play hard for 4 quarters regardless, but I mean, again, you're up 4 scores and you're doing onside kicks here against a team that's struggled to move the ball at all. It's getting, a little bit to the point where you can understand if the Essex coaches are a little upset, but Goochland, we'll get back to the game here. Goochland there with a solid run on first down, setting themselves up with a 2nd and 3. Again, they've just had holes anywhere they want to be, but I think another Essex timeout here is the call, or maybe an injury timeout.
Yeah, it is an injury timeout. I do see the athletic staff surrounding one player. Unfortunately, I can't tell who it is at the moment.
But that injury could be as much as anything, as this defense is tired. They've been out on the field almost the entire 3rd quarter.
Yeah, it looks like that is Tyrell Ware, the 220-pound 6'2" senior, and you know that he's got to be feeling just like a black hole has opened up in his stomach. Probably just one of those worst feelings in the world, knowing that this is it right here for you.
Well, I mean, it's frustrating because this defense, like I said, has been out here the whole 3rd quarter. They want to get off the field. If there's a few players that aren't playing both ways, they just want to get off the field.
There's the snap. They're going to hand it off to Dyer once again, straight ahead. He uses that leverage that he has to get the first down across the 39-yard line to about the 37, it looks like. 38 is the spot, my mistake. That's good enough for another fresh set of downs for the Bulldogs.
And as you said, that time Dyer just using his weight and momentum and strength to keep moving and enough to pick up that first down, as he was met at the line of scrimmage that time by number 60 on Essex, DeAndre Dancy, but Dancy unable to stop him before the first down.
There's the snap. They hand it off here. Mason Engel basically shoves the blocker right in front of him. He's trying to escape. He's inside the 20, down at the 15-yard line.
And that time Engel playing a little pinball with his offensive lineman, shoving him in the way, bouncing him off defenders for Essex. That turns it into a nice gain for him.
Kevin Lyda there, the man in front of him that basically said, hey, you want to do something for me? Go this way.
Yeah, push me, tell me where you want me to be. And he opened up a hole there, helped him steal the edge, gets him down to the 15-yard line. Again, Goochland inside the red zone again, and it seems to be just elementary before it's a 5-score game.
1st and 10, they hand it off this time. Cameron with the ball.
Handoff goes to number 20, Connor Saunders.
Connor Saunders, I should say. My mistake. He gets about 2 yards on the carry.
Yeah, Essex did a good job on that play, not allowing them to get too many yards. They're trying to contain this offense. And I tell you what, at this point, any tackle is amazing for Essex. These players have got to be tired, and they've been getting pushed around this whole third quarter.
There's the snap. Rolling out, it looks like he wants to pass. Flag on the play. And, Jefferson gets tackled at about the 12-yard line. There's a flag in the backfield, and it's a holding penalty there on Connor Saunders.
And you could hear the pop up here in the press box. Jefferson took a lick there on the sideline.
But he hops right back up and heads back to the huddle.
And the penalty is going to be on Goochland to hold, so that's going to back him up, I would think, to make this a second and about 19 or 20, depending on where the hold took place.
Give credit as well to Ryan Engel, who has manned the camera for us here tonight. He has manned the camera for us so well in both games down here at Salem Stadium. Want to also give special thanks to the staff here at this stadium. Always a pleasure to come down here on this Saturday and do these two games. There's the snap to Jefferson. They hand it off to Connor once again. Look at him go. No one else in front of him. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Yeah, that time he's able to get around the corner, and he just had all the room in the world once he got past that first wave. He ran right in between his tackle and the receiver. Easy score for him. And again, number 20, Connor Saunders, really nobody in the way there once he got past that first wave. Too easy for Goochland. And I think that's more of anything, this Essex defense just being absolutely worn out right now.
I would probably have no reason to disagree with you on that one, Joe. You see the extra point attempt by Maria. He gets this one up and then through the uprights. And it's now 41-6 with 1:11 left to go here in the third quarter. Tim Blank and Joe Deck with you here on the VHSL Network. We will be back with more right after this.
Buy a DVD of this or any of the Virginia High School League Championships at VHSLnetwork.com.
And we're back here on the VHSL Network. Tim Blank and Joe Deck with you here. Kevin Burke running the computer, Ryan Engel running the camera. And we're set here for the kickoff from Goochland. It's going to be interesting to see what goes on here. And they do it once again. This time they do recover the onside kick, but it was before the 50-yard line. So it should be first down for the Trojans.
Yeah, and you're going to see more of what you just saw there at the end of that play if that keeps happening. You're going to see these Essex players take exception and start taking some shots on Goochland players here. That's the danger you run when you keep doing these onside kicks. I mean, you're up 41-6 with 1:08 left in the third quarter. I know you play hard for 4 quarters. It's a state championship. You've worked hard to get here, but at a certain point, you just got to kick the ball away. Let Essex at least have an offensive possession here. I mean, it's getting a little out of hand here if you're doing onside kicks up 41-6.
Yeah, I certainly do think that head coach John Folks is definitely not happy with some of the play calls that Goochland has made here in the second half. But here comes Essex out here. They're going to try, pretty much playing for pride right now are these young men. And thankfully this quarterback is still with them for 2 more seasons. Good pass right there, complete to number 10, Alonzo Tompkins, taken down at the 34-yard line. Good enough for a first down.
Yeah, Alonzo Tompkins has been his favorite target so far here in the game, and that time brought us. Again, he had time to sit back in that pocket and deliver a great strike on the slant route, and now we see Tompkins. He's moving a little gingerly there, and the official's going to call an injury timeout and allow Tompkins to step off on the sideline. He appears to be hurt, which is bad news for Essex. I mean, he's really been the only receiver to speak of.
And let's get you caught up with that little timeout. Get you caught up on the other action going on right now. just across our screens right here, a big touchdown run for the Briarwoods Falcons. They were already up 45-0 on Brookville, on Heritage, I should say. It looks like that they just cracked 50 against them. LC Bird and Ocean Lakes, on the other hand, we will get an update on that as soon as possible. Here they come up to the line of scrimmage. Shotgun, 34-yard line. Broadus has to get this one off quickly, and a good deflection there at the point of attack by Akai Timberlake.
And that pass is incomplete off the receiver's fingertips. And again, folks at home, the clock is running now because Goochland is up 35 points. It's the slaughter rule here at the single A level, and they're going to blow the play dead. Maybe they're not supposed to be doing that. That is a rule in the regular season, but okay, now the officials maybe explaining the rules to one another. I think the play is supposed to stop long enough to set the ball, and then they resume it. Yeah, that's what it is.
That's probably what it is, yeah. Second down, 10 yards to go coming up. There's the snap, back to pass. Fires it complete over here to the near side. Gets spun around, but gets a first down at the 25, close to a first down at the 25-yard line. And that is going to do it for the third quarter. 12 minutes left to go for this one. And Goochland seems well on their way to a state championship. We will step aside here for a moment here on the VHSL Network. Tim Lake and Joe Deck with you here. We'll be back with more right after this.
Oh, she's college material, that's for sure.
You think?
Oh, look at that nose. 4, maybe 5 years, housing, meal plans, fees. Oh, yeah. That nose says, a bajillion bucks in 18 years.
You get all that from a nose?
She's gonna be expensive.
Be prepared for the tuition monster. Visit Virginia529.com and see why it's the nation's largest 529 college savings plan.
Oh my, that chin has grad school written all over it.
Third down and 3 for the Indians. Oh, the ball came loose. Tiger's going to pick it up. Look at that. Took it back and scored. Whoa! That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
And they set things up here as we are set to start the fourth and final quarter here between Goochland and Essex. Third and short coming up here for the Trojans. There's the snap, back to pass. Looking, he's firing it long. Looking over here, almost caught there by number 10, Alonzo Tompkins. He almost hauled that one in like the play at the end of the first half. But unfortunately, nothing doing there. He can't hold on to that one, and here comes fourth down.
Yeah, he's a little frustrated with himself, but I'm telling you, he would have had to go up the ladder and make a magnificent catch. And Broadus had to get it over there quickly because there wasn't a big window. He tried his best, unable to hook up, but it's a 4th and inches here. They're going to go for it in this situation. You're down 41-6. I mean, what's the difference at this point? Really, you just want to put some points on the board and, just try to make your team, you don't want to quit here even though you're down 41-6. You've worked hard to get this far. You want to keep playing.
Broadus takes the snap. They're going to hand it off to Rolling straight ahead. He's got the first down and more inside the 15, down close to the 10, probably down at about the 12-yard line.
That's a solid run there by Rolling. He knows he only needs a yard, but after he gets that yard, then he knows, okay, I can start looking to see where my most effective path is. It was right there up the middle. He had blockers giving him some room, and it honestly, as big of a hole as he had, it made me wonder if Goochland was expecting a pass on that play because they seem to drop people back.
As we see them lining up right here. First and 10 at the 13-yard line, 12-yard line, I should say. Motion, fakes the handoff, and he's under pressure right away. Has to get this one off quick. Falls incomplete, intended for Rolling.
And now Rolling's going to the ground. I believe he's hurt. He is not up after missing the handle on that last play. But that time, Broadus was under intense pressure from the word go. I think his offensive line may have been a little thrown off. They got away, I think, with one. The lineman jumped early. The official, though, didn't see it. And I think that distracted the the rest of the offensive line, as Goochland got back there in a hurry and put intense pressure on Baradas, and he was unable to connect on the screen to Rolling.
And we'll get you caught up on the rest of the VHSL action here in the Division 4. It's just essentially no contest right now. Briarwood's up 52-0 over Heritage. And in the Division 6 one, this is late in the game, and I believe that it's just about done. LC Bird up on Ocean Lakes 14-10 with 25 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. And LC Bird has the ball, and actually, I think that that they just got like a massive penalty or something on Ocean Lakes, which puts LC Bird close to the goal line here. .08 left to go and counting here in this one. 2nd and 10 coming up here for the Trojans. There's the snap. He's going to take it up the middle himself. He's inside the 5, close to the end zone. They're going to mark him down at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, that was a great job by Broadus there. He had room up the middle. He made some nice moves to get down inside the 5. He took a shot, held on to the ball. He's very close to the goal line, and we'll see what Essex does here. I would imagine another run play, either with Broadus or that other tailback that they've brought in to replace Rawling is number 20, and Leo Gaskins.
Here they come up to the line of scrimmage. And an offsides penalty there by Goochland. And it's all over in Charlottesville. The LC Bird Skyhawks are your Division 6 AAA champions, defeating the Ocean Lakes Dolphins 14-10 in a thrilling game between those two teams.
And actually, the penalty is going to be on Essex. It is a false start, so that will back them up 5 yards. It just seems nothing's going Essex way tonight.
It's like I've said a couple times in this half. It's just one of those kinds of nights, and you do have to feel for the Trojans in this situation, coming in with so much momentum, and it just seems like from the word go, they have never been in this game. And they go around and looking for the pylon, but he dropped it. He gets to about the 1-yard line, but Essex is going to maintain possession here with 8:50 left to go in the fourth quarter.
And that was 1st and goal, so it sets him up 2nd and goal at the 1. It's a fine run there by Broadus, getting to the outside, reaching for the pylon. He's not able to get there, but he's still got 3 plays to get in the end zone.
2nd down goal.
2nd and goal coming up right here. They set things up. Broadus takes it, gives it to Rolling. He's trying to muscle his way, and he is stonewalled by the Goochland defense.
Yeah, that time there was a hole there. I saw the hole Rolling was looking at, but it got filled up in a hurry. Goochland's linebackers plugged the gap. That has been the difference tonight. Goochland's linebackers have been in the right place at the right time, filling gaps. Essex, unfortunately, has not been able to get in those holes to stop Goochland when they're on defense. So, again, these linebackers and these Goochland players still playing as if it's a one-possession game here in the fourth quarter, trying to keep Essex out of the end zone.
It's going to be 3rd and 2 for the Trojans. Here they come lining up on the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers to the far side. Hand it off on the inside. And once again, Goochland with the stop. Leo Gaskins didn't have a prayer.
No, Leo Gaskins getting stood up again at the 1-yard line. Here on 4th down, I think you got to think about going back to the outside. Broadus has been able to at least get a yard when doing that. I think you got to try it here. I mean, if you don't get it, you don't get it. But obviously the middle is not there. They are plugging up that middle, not allowing Gaskins to get any yards that he wants to pick up. And you know what? I said that Goochland's playing like it's a one-possession game. The players should. They should feel that way. They should not want to give up a touchdown here.
4th and goal coming up here for the Trojans. You listen to that Goochland crowd, you wouldn't know it was as lopsided as it was. Back to pass, looking for the end zone. Almost intercepted in the end zone by Nathan Adams, and that's a first down for Goochland. And if Nathan Adams corrals that in, he's going the other way for 6.
Yeah, and like you said, you wouldn't know this score is 41-6 right now with 6.5 to go. You would think it's 7-6 maybe, and they had just gotten a stop to lock up the state championship the way that crowd's going. But, a disappointing end to that drive for Essex to get so close and come away with no points. But, hats off to the Goochland defense. They did a good job. They plugged up the middle. They didn't allow the run. On 4th down, the coach wanted to go to the air and try to fool them. But I'm telling you, Broadus had to sling that one in there. That wasn't a big window. Goochland played back and stopped the pass on that play. It was a good job by this Bulldog defense.
Certainly was, as they come up here to the line of scrimmage. And they're going to fire it going long. And it's knocked down, incomplete. They've actually got Chenault back in there at quarterback. Pass intended that time to Nathan Adams, who almost came away with the interception.
Yeah, they looked deep on that play, and it was broken up by great coverage there by Essex. Not allowing them to complete the pass. A little bit surprised to see the pass there on 1st down. Maybe trying to get some room here for their team as they're pinned back at their own 2.
And Chenault's going to go under center this time. And I think that number 74 for Essex, Graham Champion, just got a little bit too aggressive. And that's the call. Offsides on the Trojans.
Yeah, so that penalty will get them out of the danger zone a little bit. They're still inside their own 10, but, we've seen that penalty called a lot tonight on Essex. And that's going to be one of the more frustrating things for this coach. Not only is his team getting dominated at the line position, but they're committing a lot of penalties, and I think that's something the coach might talk to his kids about.
There's the motion. It's going to be an inside handoff and a good tackle there. Rolling with the tackle, and I think he may have hurt his arm on that play.
Yeah, he immediately went to the turf after making that play.
His shoulder has got to be screaming in pain right now. 5:14 left to go here in the 4th quarter. And in addition to it being over in Charlottesville, it's over in Lynchburg. Utter domination by the Briarwoods Falcons. 52-0 over the Heritage Pioneers.
Yeah, that's a big win for Briarwoods, now 3 straight for them. But back in this game, we talked about Raheem Rawling there making a big play trying to tackle him. And he got the stop after, I believe, a 2 or 3 yard gain there, but then he immediately goes to the turf. Again, it's 41-6, but Rawling, being a senior, has given it his all the entire night. And I think you could say that about this Essex team. I don't think they're out there, and I don't think they're not trying. I just think they're not used to this situation. They're kind of in shock, down 41-6, and nobody expects to come into a state championship game and get blown off the face of the earth.
No, I don't think anyone expects that. I certainly don't think that Heritage expected that at Liberty earlier today. And it's the same person who got popped for an offsides last time. Graham Champion, just a little too aggressive.
That will be offside.
Yeah, and that time it's going to result in a first down. And you have the running clock here still with the 35-point lead. We're down to 5 minutes to go now in the game, but Goochland still inside their own 20, inside their own 15, really, the 13. But I don't think you can say enough about how well this Goochland offense has played today.
Absolutely not. I mean, Goochland just so multi-talented, multifaceted, whatever the heck you want to call it. There's the snap. Handed up off the middle. And a good run there by Dyer. Gets to the 29-yard line. Good enough for a first down. 4:30 left to go in the ball game.
Yeah, and again, that was a nice hole opened up there in the middle of the line for the tailback Dyer. He took the handoff and did the rest up the middle with all that room, and he's getting to the secondary before there's Essex defenders challenging him for position on the field and able to bring him down. That time, he's just almost able to get down to the 30-yard line.
They're back up to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. Chenault takes the snap, he hands it up. Hole opens up way in the middle there for Nathan Maddox. And he gets to the 33-yard line, a gain of about 5 yards. 3:40 left to go here in this one.
Yeah, it was a solid run there by Maddox for about 5 yards. He was dragging defenders with him that time. He's working hard. That's a name we haven't called that much tonight. He's a senior running back. He's going to keep trying until that clock says 0 here in his last game as a Goochland Bulldog.
There's the snap once again. Good run on the other side. Taken down right there. I believe that was Ricky Gordon. No, correction. That was Mason Engel on the carry. Almost looked like a 29 from up here.
Yeah, but that time, Essex does a good job stopping him shy. Down to 3 minutes here left in the game, so not too much longer to go. And Goochland, you don't have... Right now, you're just trying to run out the clock and wrap up this game in a game where you've played absolutely fantastic tonight.
A near flawless game by the Bulldogs here tonight. There's the toss, and he runs into his own defender and gets taken down at about the 32-yard line. Mitchell Bryce. We said about some players playing pinball. Bryce just about played a little bit of pinball there himself.
Yeah, he got bounced around through his own lineman, and the defensive player able to sling him to the ground, bringing up 4th down here, forcing Goochland to punt this time. And I believe this is the first time we've seen Goochland punt all night.
It very well may be. And I think if Bryce has anything to be thankful for, he can thank himself that it wasn't as bad a hit into his own lineman as Mark Sanchez is.
Yeah, definitely.
As we see the big man, number 77 for Essex, running off the field. All 6'10" and 400 pounds of him. There's the kick right there. It's a high one, but it's a short kick. Takes a Goochland bounce and roll down to the 34-yard line, and that's where the Trojans will take over with 1:42 left to go. And this will be probably the last time that the Trojans are going to come up here and get an opportunity.
Yeah, and we'll see what Essex decides to do here. Obviously, everyone knows that this game is, the outcome is not in doubt at this point. Goochland is sitting there going bonkers as the PA announcer reminds them they're not allowed on the field after the game.
You just listen to that sound. That is just, take a look at that crowd. They are absolutely loving every single moment of this. As we see Essex come out here onto the field, the thing we got to remember about them, there's a lot of youth on this team, and this is their first little taste right here. So they very well may make a return trip here to the state championship in the near future, and they may be better off because of this experience. There's the snap. Broadus gets it across. Great catch! And there's the run right there. Good stiff arm, number 5, running all the way down, taken down at the 20-yard line. Holy smokes! Sterling Hammond hauled that one in with his right hand and then just ran down the field.
Yeah, again on that slant route, Broadus firing a bullet over there. We talked about Broadus being a senior, and we talked about the youth on this team. Sterling Hammond, another sophomore on this team. Broadus being a sophomore. Both, as you said, this is a very young team. By no means should a 41-6 loss here to Goochland take anything away from the season they've had.
Absolutely not.
And as you said, a young team very easily could be back here very soon.
Broadus gets it off once again. Pass intended to number 11, DJ Ashlock, but it looks like Goochland is going to get popped for a pass interference call on that.
Yeah, Jake King going to get nailed for the pass interference there that time for Goochland. So
it's a 15-yard penalty, or even since it's at the 20, that might be half the distance.
Yeah, I believe you're correct there, Tim. Half the distance will put the ball at the 10, or maybe we'll see where they end up spotting the ball. They're going to go ahead and move it all the way to the 5, give them the full 15, it appears. Oh, no, the other official saying, whoa. Bring it back here a little bit. So it is half the distance. We're down to 55 seconds left in this game, though.
Essex just trying to get one more back on the board here for a little bit of pride. Down 41-6. They set it up. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff. But Broadus is going to take it himself. He's inside the 5. Reaches for the end zone. Not quite in there. They're going to call him dead at the 1 yard line. So, clock is still ticking with 25 seconds left. So if they're up, correction, they are going to take. Essex is going to take a timeout with 25 seconds left. They want to put one more. They want to put at least one more touchdown on the board here in this game.
Yeah, that's their goal here. They came here to play hard for 4 quarters, no matter what the score was. So they're going to take a timeout and try to draw up a play. Goochland, though, has stopped them here at the goal line before, and you can bet that these kids are going to want to do that again.
And you can just hear the excitement over on the Goochland side. Folks have made the trip all the way from the suburb, well, not even really a suburb, from an area just right outside of Richmond. So 25 seconds left to go. Here come the Trojans up to the line of scrimmage. Takes the snap. They hand it off. Going for the end zone. In there. Touchdown, Trojans. Leo Gaskins with a 1 yard touchdown to put the Trojans on the board one last time.
Yeah, and they wanted to put that ball in there and score again here and get another score late in the game. Even though the game is out of reach, they wanted to put another point on the board because they've worked hard. He wants to reward these kids with coaching them to the end of the game and thank them for their hard work. And it appears they're going to go for 2 here.
They're going to go for 2, try to make it 14 instead of 12. So let's see what happens. Broadus takes the snap, fakes the pass. No, he's going to take it himself, going for it, and he's going to get in there for the 2-point conversion. 41-14 with 21 seconds left. Just overall, I mean, got to give credit where it's due to Essex, not giving up on this whatsoever, wanting to get at least one more score on the board here before this one's over. It's going to be a long drive home for these boys tonight, but as you said before, Joe, they've got nothing to hold their heads. They've got nothing to hold their head about. They've had a terrific season, and with so much youth on this team, and it should be at least encouraging for them going forward. 2 years ago, Gretna lost to Gate City in the state championship. The following year, Gretna came back to the state championship and beat these very Bulldogs. So now the Bulldogs have come back, and now they have taken this championship. So you have to wonder if the boys from Tappahannock aren't going to be back in a state championship situation sooner rather than later.
That's a great point, especially with all the youth at the skill positions that they have. It's very possible that they could be back here even next year. I will say this for Essex. You don't take anything for granted, though. You were 14-0 coming into this game, and you got shell-shocked. There's no doubt about it. Goochland came to play, and they were the better team tonight. And that doesn't mean that your team can't get back here next year, but this Goochland team had a mission this year after coming up short. Essex needs to make that their mission. Get back here at all costs. Take every opponent on the schedule next year seriously and go out there to prove on a mission to get back here to Salem next year and win it next year.
I see no flaw in that argument. And as we see them coming up here, it's a line of scrimmage. The Bulldogs are likely just to take one kneel down in victory formation and call it a night, call it a season. 13-2 and a state championship for that. It'll be interesting to see how state championships will work next year with the realignment going forward.
Oh, that's true. And, something else to point out. You talked about the runner-up the year before, the past few times, going on to become state champion the next year. There is no guarantee Essex makes it back next year.
And there is the kneel down there by Reed Cheneau, and the countdown now goes on. There goes the Gatorade bath there for Goochland head coach Joe Fowler. You just hear those guys. They are so excited. The clock ticks away. 4, 3, and the Goochland Bulldogs are your Division II state football champions.
And hats off to Goochland. They played a fantastic game tonight. really from the word go. They had a three and out their first time on offense, but they stopped this high-powered offense that we talked about in the pregame from the Essex Trojans. Got them on a 3 and out. And since that point, it was all the ground game, opening up holes everywhere on the field for this Goochland rushing attack.
And you got to love this right here, the midfield exchange of handshakes for both sides. You know, win or lose at the end of the night, you always love to go through there and just congratulate your fellow players on what was such a great game. I know that this one hurts for Essex. It probably hurts quite a bit, but I also believe as well that they know that they've got nothing to be ashamed about, and that I guarantee you that they're going to be some of those younger players on Monday are going to be in that weight room getting ready for next August.
That's a great point, and again, I think for Goochland, again, hats off. They played a fantastic game. For Essex, I know this game didn't come out like you wanted, but you still had a great season. You're 14-0 up to this point, 14-1 now, but that's nothing to hang your hat, say, you know, oh, geez, this season was a waste. We didn't win a state championship. It's a great honor just to get to this game. And they played a much better team tonight in Goochland. They ran into a buzzsaw, a team that was on a mission. Essex, again, needs to make that their mission. We need to get back to this game. It's going to be tough. And again, there's no guarantee that you get back to a state championship, because look at Clintwood. That's a team that came up short this year. They want to get back. This Essex team needs to make that a mission, work very hard in the offseason and during the regular season next year to get back here and improve and try to win it next year.
And, I mean, for Clintwood, it was even more inspiring for them because, you know, they had gone almost over 30 years without a state championship before last season. So there's no telling what's going to happen as the future unfolds. But I tell you one thing, there's raw talent on this Essex team. I think that everyone here can see it. They just ran into a team that just was, like, as you said, they were on a mission. No one was going to deny them. We are going to go ahead and step aside here for the presentation of the trophies and awards to both the Goochland Bulldogs and the Essex Trojans.
Essex High School Principal Darnell Carter and Athletic Director John Folk. And now your players for the Essex Trojans. Number 1, Dominic Broadus. Number 2, Raheem Rowley. Number 3, D'Artanius Jones. Number 4, DeAndre Baylor. Number 5, Sterling Hammond. Number 7, Tyrell Ware. Number 8, Lawrence Hill. Number 9, Isaac Gray. Number 10, Alonzo Thompson. Number 11, DJ Ashlock. Number 12, Lathan Johnson. Number 13, Kevin Somerville. Number 14, Pete Bundy. Number 15, James Green. Number 16, Jamar Kelly. Number 20, Leo Gaskin. Number 22, Dominique Gray. Number 23, George Pierce. Number 24, Anthony Jones. Number 27, Malik Martin. Number 17, Greg Shukla. Number 30, Josh Freeman. Number 33, Tyrell Jones. Number 40, Mario Howie. Number 44, Damian Brooks. Number 50, Jordan Baldwin. Number 52, Juwan Jackson. Number 53, Kenneth Gillis. Number 54, Aaron Wilson. Number 55, Bradley Ayers. Number 56, Peyton Brooks. Number 58, Anthony Johnson. Number 60, DeAndre Darstancy. Number 62, Wesley School. Number 63, Alex Balderson. Number 67, Anthony Shukla. Number 68, Andrew Balderson. Number 69, Isaiah Parker. Number 73, Jason Thompson. Number 74, Graham Champion. Number 75, Marquise Lucas. Number 77, Dante Harris. Number 78, Calvin Carey. And number 88, William Kelly. Essex assistant coaches, Robbie Jenkins, Stuart Braswell, C.J. Balderson, Mike Patterson, Kenny Walker, and Chuck Martin. The Trojans are head coached by John Folk. Folks, let's give it up one more time for your state runner-up from Essex. And now, congratulations to Goochland High School for an outstanding season. Presenting the Virginia High School League 3A Division II Championship medals and trophies is VHSL Assistant Director Tom Dolan, assisted by Assistant Principal Matt Covington and Athletic Director Brian Gordon. And now, your players from the Goochland Bulldogs. Number 2, Jake King. Number 5, Kyle Ferguson. Number 6, Jordan Jefferson. Number 7, David Dyer. Number 9, Mitchell Bright. Number 10, Nathan Adams. Number 11, Chase Nixon. Number 12, Chase Doxey. Number 13, Javier Moreno. Number 14, Raleigh Maria. Number 15, Daquan Norris. Number 16, Heath Parrish. Number 17, Steve Harden. Number 18, William Chennault. Number 19, Joe Cutchins. Number 20, Connor Saunders. Number 21, C.J. Johnson. Number 22, Derek Clark. Number 23, Nathan Maddox. Number 24, Michael Natter. Number 25, Colby Noel. Number 26, Gino Faulkner. Number 27, Bradley Floor. Number 28, Mason Engel. Number 29, Ricky Dolan. Number 30, Markel Cooley. Number 32, Devontae Cosby. Number 33, J.D. Cruz. Number 34, Isaiah Minor. Number 40, Akai Timberlake. Number 42, Scott Pierce. Number 44, Jamel Pitt. Number 45, Kyle McKay. Number 48, Zach Dodd. Number 50, Pasquale Brazanovi. Number 51, Josh Driver. Number 52, Tate Parrish. Number 54, Josh Kitt. Number 55, Nate Parrish. Number 56, Colin Smith. Number 57, Brandon Harrison. Number 58, Stephen Corbin. Number 59, Matt Austin. Number 60, Noah Doxey. Number 65, Miles McClenny. Number 68, L.A. Allen. Number 70, Kelvin Wills. Number 71, Roger Stone. Number 72, Edmund McElroy. Number 74, Kevin Ryder. Number 75, James Howell. Number 49, George Correa. Number 81, Rachel Sprout. Number 82, Anthony Hankling. Number 83, Nick McGuire. Number 84, Michael Doxey. Number 85, Cole Marlowe. Number 86, Andrew Fortune. Number 87, J.T. Massey, and number 89, Chris Dolan. The Bulldogs assistant coaches are Alex Fluck, Joe Gray, Matt Singleton, Dan Summit, Patrick Gordon, Brian Jordan, Harris Gibbs, and Bill Donati. Your state championship Goochland Bulldogs are coached by Joe Fowler. Today's Division II Championship game is an Alcohol Trophy the Virginia talented young people.
You just hear that right there. Everyone just so excited about this championship victory for the Goochland Bulldogs, and we want to congratulate them as well. It has been a fantastic high school football season. It's bittersweet to see it end, but hey, we're going to be back here again in about another 12 months, and we're looking forward to it. Tim Blank with you here. Joe Deck, my play-by-play man. Kevin Burke working the graphics and the computer, and of course Ryan Engel working the camera. Thank you so much for watching us on VHSLnetwork.com, and we hope that you all have a great holiday season this year, and we will be back for football next season.